I'll pull it up in a minute.
It's really crazy how Hasan, like, just doesn't want us to help cousins.
Oh my god. Oh, they're so gross, dude. They're such disgusting little propagandists. Oh my god. Oh, it's crazy how Hasan doesn't want us to help the Palestinians. Wait, did she even say Palestinians? Hold on, maybe she did.
It's really crazy how Hasan, like, just doesn't want us to help cousins.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nicholas DeOrio, and I need to remind you that you gotta go and get your refund. Listen, friends do not let friends lose $34 on a digital ticket. Creator Clash's new rules state that you have to request a refund to get your pay-per-view ticket back. There is no incentive for buying right now. You're gonna pay the same amount supposedly on day of fight unless they raise the price, which doesn't appear to have been in the rules. So there's no reason to pre-order a digital ticket, for like a commodity that you can get day of if you really feel like supporting the event. Vote with your wallet and get your refund. Because again, there were problems in the past where people were asking for refunds and they said you had like a 3-day limit despite the fact that it wasn't announced, and after that they wouldn't honor any refunds. You should spend your time right now going and getting your money back and then make an educated decision in a couple of months if you still want to support the event. I need to start the stream off with that because I need you guys to know that that is happening. Saria, I don't know. I didn't know who this person was. They're like a streamer who plays video games, I think. Yeah. Yep.
Nicholas!
Incredible thumbnail bait, I will say, but streamer plays video games. After a lot of thoughts and research, I terminated my contract with Gamer Supps. I didn't want to move forward with companies who are partnered with Ethan Klein. I know it's difficult these days to find brands that don't have problematic entanglements, but it is what it is. So first of all, I don't really have a problem if people are calling out I guess sponsors towards Ethan, because Ethan's called out sponsors toward other people. I also see the immediate irony about Gamer Supps, which is extremely funny because obviously there's the G Fuel thing. That is funny. Okay. The problem is this Sarah girl or whatever. I don't really think she cares about any of this stuff. She tweets out like a virtue signal-y tweet every time anything like this seems to happen. This is the one that I pulled up. I mean this with every fiber of my being. Fuck you if you buy Hogwarts Legacy. It's extremely performative. Is that the right word? This is extremely performative. And she just got mauled from every possible angle for this one. And you know, if you don't want someone to get harassed online, the number one thing you should probably avoid is having Anissa Jomha jump in and defend them. I will defend Ciara with my blade till my dying breath. Dude pulls out the swastika sword and just starts swinging. I am her most devout white knight. Stay away from her caca Klein and crew, or face my steel. Is the steel what you were trying to shove up your husband's ass, or what? I already got people writing pegging in the chat, and I didn't even make the joke yet. Jesus. So yeah, if you want to avoid causing more undue, like the best thing Anissa Jomha can do to diffuse situations is not associate herself right now at like the peak of her online hate with these events. So yeah, they called out Ethan's sponsors. Ethan had a clapback back saying, "This woman is a Twitch streamer. Ma'am, I suggest you start with Amazon." Yeah, I guess the BTS list, the BDSM list that says you can't actually go on there. You're not allowed to drink Coca-Cola on the BDSM list. Oh, that might actually require you to sacrifice something. Never mind. I heard Hasan is actually considering going to Gaza. The BBL list, dude. Yeah, you gotta log into the BBL list. You can find out that all the things that you currently enjoy and buy are, you can't go to Starbucks, you can't go to 7-Eleven or something, I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever's on the BBL list right now, dude. You gotta avoid it. The BBC list, dude. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. You guys, all these fucking lefty people have tons of rules and shit and things that they have to avoid because they're part of the global boycott that no one else in like the real world seems to care about.
Lolly?
It's like essentially an entire Discord server has decided we're going to stop drinking Coca-Cola, and it probably has affected 0.0000001% of sales. It's like my Discord server has announced that they're banning fucking Coca-Cola, dude. It's crazy. I really don't think that anyone in the real world knows what the BDS list is. Am I crazy for this? Maybe I'm just living in a completely isolated area. I've lost touch with my audience. My audience doesn't know anymore, dude. I don't think that anyone... Does your parents... Chat, one in the chat... One in the chat if your parents don't know what the BDS list is. One in the chat if your parents don't know what it is. I don't know anyone that I could walk up to in the real world who would know what the BDS list is.
Nicholas!
The goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
I am no longer associating with Cheez-Its because they're associated with... yeah, I am no longer associating with Oreos because Ricky Berwick shoved one up his ass. I'll be Nick D. Chips Ahoy from now on. I'll be Nicholas your Snickerdoodle or something. Whatever President fucking Monday called me, dude. Oh, shit. Pet name. Oh... that might actually require you to sacrifice something. Never mind, I heard Hasan is actually considering going to Gaza. Let me just virtue signal about Ethan Klein, the biggest threat to Palestinian liberation, and the easiest way to farm clout online. We honor your bravery, praying for you that Daddy Hasan notices this. You can share an ice-cold Dr. Pepper together, owned by a Zionist on the BDS list, drank daily by Hasan Piker. Hell yeah, dude. President Monday, dude. Yeah, it looks like... I'm like a fucking snarker, dude. I've come up with an iconic nickname. President Monday. You'll hate that one. Vanilla Mace crashes in her clout token. Hasan says he will invite the TikToker on Fear after she called out Ethan and Teddy Fresh. It's just that easy, folks. And we're going to see there's a bit more vitriol coming towards these people who don't necessarily stand in line. And that's coming to Ryan Beard. Ryan Beard is in a really weird situation right now. Because the other day, he'd put out a tweet, right? Yeah, he'd put out a tweet, right? Saying, he's going to be making a video, a critical video on Ethan Klein. This was all we really had to go by. We didn't really know what it meant. We checked it out. And by the way, Ryan Beard is somebody who's got a recent good track record. I was critical of Ryan Beard like 2 or 3 years ago because I thought he was cringe when he came into a lot of conversations. I've liked his videos on Def Noodles. His video on Destiny, I think to this day, is still the best active video, that like the best released piece of content associated with the Destiny drama. It's the one that I send people to. And it's interesting that that's the case, because it was made so close to when the allegations came out. There are more informed videos that talk about stuff that happened after, but I think that that one is the best one to make a case for Destiny being, like, fucking deranged. I think his video is well-researched and has a ton of information that people would be stupid to ignore, right? So Ryan Beard has put Ethan Klein in his sights, and this is, like, the first time that it's someone who's not really directly associated with Hasan's orbit. Somebody who might be making strong criticisms of Ethan that aren't based in some sort of team sports. So, in all intents and purposes, I would assume that they would be happy that someone outside their orbit is going to be critical, right? Hasan, Mike from PA, as you're going to see here, Denham's, Frogan. You would assume if somebody who is outside your orbit, somebody that you don't regularly talk to, is making a video on someone that you don't like, you would, like, encourage that or be, like, cautiously optimistic that this is coming. I feel like that would just be, like, the smart way to handle it. So he puts out a tweet saying, because I defended Ethan Klein after he had CPS called on him, and because I've been critical of Bad Empanada's history of harassing and doxing people and saying that Jews aren't oppressed, I have been labeled a liberal Zionist by Bad Empanada and people on Reddit. Let me be clear for the millionth time, I am 100% unequivocally anti-Zionist. I believe that Zionism is a harmful ethno-nationalist ideology and has been used to justify...
The goat. Thank you for the $5,
to justify the oppression of countless Palestinians. If you want to criticize me, go right ahead, but please don't do it by attaching me to an ideology that I've always completely disagreed with and think is actively being used to justify committing genocide. I have a ton of criticisms of Ethan. Just because I think some of the harassment he has received is ridiculous does not mean I agree with all of his actions towards other content creators or his takes on Israel and Palestine. I will be diving deeper into my criticisms of him in the video that I am working on. So people are writing back to Ryan saying he's a coward for saying this. All this tweet is I disavow Bad Empanada. I'm making a video on Ethan and I will be criticizing him. I just don't pledge undying loyalty to Hasan Piker. It's weird. Like, this is weird because Mike from PA jumps him. Like, digitally jumps him. And it's just odd. Who called CPS on Ethan? I have no idea. Possibly someone from Reddit, possibly someone who knows Ethan personally. However, I do know that Bad Empanada has repeatedly justified that he thinks it's good CPS was called, which I personally think is ridiculous, given the fact that Giardia is 6 times less dangerous for children than the common flu. So why did you defend Ethan? Was he, when he was libeling all of us, especially Denham's, and claiming that we were responsible for the CPS call? He even said that Denham's did it. What motivated you to defend defamation? Which I think this...
Thank you for the $5.
I'm almost positive this is just flat out not what happened. Like, I think that Mike is just straight up lying here, but yeah, cool. That was definitely not the crux of Ethan's argument, the main intent point that he was arguing. But, you think that me defending it was, you think me defending it, that it was ridiculous CPS call means I defend Ethan saying that iDubbbz did CPS? You were smarter than this, Mike. Please actually engage with what I'm saying. Mike, you admit that CPS may have been called by someone in his personal life. He admitted that he didn't know who did it. Why are you defending him? Do you know the conditions of his home? Why are you speaking at all? Again, but like, none of them knew the conditions of his home. Why are they speaking at all? Like, this is just the master lock defeats the master lock moment again. Again, he defamed multiple people saying we did it. I don't think that that's accurate. Or if it is, it's in a completely different context as to the way that Mike is trying to argue. I'm defending him because I think it was insane that anyone called CPS, and it was ridiculous that iDubbbz unironically watched the Bad Empanada video in the first place. Yeah, that's the main issue. Full fucking stop. And it's ridiculous that Bad Empanada has continued to defend it ever since. That does not mean I justify Ethan saying that iDubbbz did CPS or casting blame on any individual person for the call. Why do you think it's insane? Do you have firsthand knowledge of the physical treatment of his children? Infection by parasites could be a justified reason for a wellness check. So now he's defending the wellness check, and the CPS call rather. So that's awesome. This was, by the way, fucking yesterday, 2 days ago. This is like insane. He does kind of look like a Magikarp. You're not wrong. But he reminds me of Aaron from Game Grumps, too. Like, when I see Aaron from Game Grumps, he kind of looks like Mike from PA. Because they both got, like, the soy bun. Not like the man bun, the soy bun. Infection by parasites can be a justified reason for wellness check. He's the one who made this public for the purpose of defamation. Are you okay? Infection by parasite that is 6 times less deadly than the common flu is not a justified reason for a wellness check. I had a cat growing up that would shit all over my house no matter how my parents tried to use the litter box. That does not mean I was in danger of being neglected by my parents. You're literally justifying a CPS call right now. To anyone outside of your bubble, this makes you look totally insane. Are you a trained CPS agent? Ringworm is very common, but that could be a reason to suspect neglect. Just because, and by the way, he's talking like a failed lawyer, which is funny because he is, but like Mike is making like failed lawyer arguments, and this thing just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's not something to be concerned about. I think you have debate pervert brain. Like, dude, this is so aggressive. Because he doesn't even like, he doesn't know what Ryan's even gonna say about the CPS call in the video. He is just preempting this so hard. So yeah, I have no idea why he's being so aggressive here. It really doesn't match the response Ryan's throwing back at him. It's just kind of odd. So Ryan said, I have done more research into this topic than you have, which is why I know the statistics and this danger, about the danger of Giardia. I guess if you ever have a kid someday and they catch the flu, that you think it's totally justified for people calling CPS on you. Glad you made that clear. And then Mike said, you don't respond to my point. You are not a child welfare expert. You have no firsthand knowledge on the condition of the home. You have no identity of the CPS call. You are simply wrong on every relevant detail. And then he just drops back and says, neither are you, dumbass.
Nicholas, the goat. I appreciate it.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know people don't like...
Pepper or pour a half gallon of milk on your head?
No, I can't. I'm
now
sorry.
Now that the Augie RFC marathon stream is over, I need my fix of creators humiliating themselves.
I'm sorry, I can't. So yeah, this is just really weird. It's Mike making a bunch of self-owning arguments that like assassinate his friends for their association and their comments made about the CPS call, not being smart enough to realize that the things he's saying about Ryan would be also something that should be criticized for his own friends. And Ryan is making a video criticizing Ethan. He has no idea what like is actually going to be said in it, so he's jumping to conclusions here. I thought this was odd. If Ryan is making a critical video on Ethan like he says he is, right? And he's planning on going through this, wouldn't you want him to not have like a horrible opinion of you when he goes to criticize Hasan and the Orbiters? Like, oh, Ethan's insane. It's crazy that he's making all these claims and being super vitriolic towards these people who definitely didn't deserve it. And then Mike just like leaves that impression on him. It spoils like it spoils your third party uninitiated newcomer to the topic, right? And if that wasn't weird enough, it's like Hasan threatened him next. I'm confused. Why are these guys so fucking scared? Like, they're afraid of Ryan Beard. What is going on? If you're a YouTube content creator who hasn't said dick about Israel-Palestine, and you're only now starting to let your critical position on Israel be known after 19 months of genocide, since it's no longer going to cause you severe career penalties, and you spent any moment finger-wagging at people who have been correct the entire time, I will absolutely come for you. If you come out with a critical position without trying to both sides it, great, welcome to the fold. Why is he threatening Ryan B? I mean, that's how I interpret that. Does anyone interpret this differently? This comes off to me like a threat to Ryan Beard. Maybe the times don't line up. Maybe it's just like a coincidence. The 29th? When was this argument? Yeah, this is the 29th, dude. This is later in the day on the 29th. This is so fucking weird, dude. It's like a critical Ethan video is coming out that was not approved by Hasan Piker. So he's gonna come for him? What does this have to do with Israel-Palestine? I mean, my response to it was pretty fucking simple. I said that you made Israel-Palestine an extension of a pointless interpersonal YouTube drama by hiding behind dead women and children. Now you're going to launch a crusade against people who agree with you? I mean, I think this is fucking crazy. Ethan chimed in and said, because it's never been about Palestine, it's always been about Hasan.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's
He is the movement. That's why he's comfortable discrediting people in Gaza protesting Hamas or attacking Palestinian peace activists abroad who aren't pro-Hamas. So that's what Ethan had said about this. But I put this tweet out and I'm just like, why? This is just not normal behavior. And then Ryan responded to my tweet and wrote, lol, I'm shaking in my boots, Hasan. So Ryan thinks it's about him too? This just seems extremely counterproductive for anyone who wanted like an unbiased third-party perspective. I don't know, maybe Ryan will weather it and he'll just put this aside and make the video he was gonna make regardless. But I know if I was making the video essay and I wanted to talk about the YouTube drama, and people were saying that people have been unfair and overcritical of Hasan, Mike, and all these people, and I came out to go make that video, and they attacked me for it immediately as soon as I announced it, I would start to think that maybe the other guys have a point. You know, maybe there's a reason why everybody's being so mean. maybe these guys have been total assholes and they're being assholes to me now. That's how I would perceive it. And maybe I would be biased in that situation.
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffel's appreciated the shout out.
If you got offered a job at age 3, would you move to LA? No.
Beard made it clear this morning in a tweet he is now making a video on everyone.
Well, yeah.
I assume Mike from Pa.
Thank you for that. Because yes, that's actually the next thing I'm going to show you. So he put out an update tweet to explain the confusion. And again, I think this was prior to him knowingly getting threatened by Hasan, right? Yeah, this is 2 hours ago. So this is at 5. So I don't think he knows he got threatened by Hasan yet.
The guy, Keemstar
this is just the hate that was sent his way.
Mr. Oreo.
Do we think Ethan and Ryan's videos will come out on the same day again?
What do you mean? I don't think Ethan's and Ryan's video came out the same day. I think it was within a couple. Are you talking about like the content nuke and the Destiny video? Hey, Future Nick here. I see people are having some issue with this tweet right here. I just want to be clear. This is like my opinion of what I'm basing off like the Mike from PA comment and then the timing that Hasan said this. I don't have any like inside information. I'm not claiming I know for a matter of fact. It just seems pretty clear to me that's what's happening. So I hope that clears anything up. I think it was like within a couple of days. But Ryan Beard came out and said, to respond to any confusion I've seen, my upcoming video is not just criticizing, not going to be criticizing Ethan. It's going to be deconstructing the entire situation between him and Hasan from October 7th onward. I will also be criticizing Hasan, iDubbbz, Bad Empanada, Destiny, and many more. My intention is to give as much of an honest analysis and good faith criticism I can from my perspective, while making sure not to lose sight of what really matters in the end of the day right now, and that is standing up for Palestine. I'm just a dude who has opinions, and you could feel free to disagree with them, all right? No more posting till I release the video. So, I mean, we might even catch a stray. I doubt it, but we might even catch a stray, because, I mean, we've been talking about this, and I've shown up on a lot of these people's streams, so that could be the case. Maybe the YouTube drama slop guys are going to get attacked in this video. But as far as I understand it, this is supposed to be a dude who's unapologetically pro-Palestine chiming in as a third party. I'm excited to see what he has to say, even if I'm not necessarily the biggest politics person. I might be kind of bored by some of that stuff, but I'm going to be watching Ryan Beard's video, and I'm excited to engage with it. It doesn't really seem like you could say the same for Hasan and his orbiters, which is kind of weird. How would you respond? I'm going to watch the video. I'm gonna watch the Ryan Beard video on stream. Yeah, that's how I would respond to it. Yeah, so this is, I don't know.
Something to you, Nick.
I don't really know what to make of this. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Another thing with Creator Clash, I did see a lot of people posting about this. Anissa said they took no salary from Creator Clash. What the fuck is the 34% allocation? Obviously, we posted the VOD today talking about the 34%. A lot of people had tons of questions about it. And the major thing that I've seen like Froggy Fresh talking about, and I think Keemstar's been talking about it, and then other YouTubers been talking about it, I think even Ethan's been talking about it, is like, when did this 34% come into play? And I tried to explain it as best I can in this post. It's a bit of a long read, but I had initially posted this on the Creator Clash subreddit, and then I left the Creator Clash subreddit and deleted all my replies there because the person who runs the subreddit gave me a flare that I could not remove. And every time I posted there, in big blue letters, it said Bo Black's boyfriend. And I could not take it off, so I've just decided that I will not use that subreddit ever again. I've decided to take I am not using that. Sorry, I'm not posting that on that. It's not. I got owned, dude. I got owned. I wrote in the mod chat. I go, remove that fucking flare. So yeah, that's a side arc, side story right there.
I always do the possible.
But this is my current understanding of how Creator Clash works. The most charitable take, and the way I interpret it, was that Ian took fighter pay in CC1, so he'd get the I think 15. If 15 was the same fighter pay that they were giving out every time, then he would get the 15, and then he would get the eventual bonus. The bonus would have taken him between 40.
I just saw Keffel's tweet.
Somewhere between 40 and 50K based off the research that Harley gave us.
Just ordered a Tesla Cybertruck. Let's fucking go.
Yo,
also,
congrats!
Next week, gonna picked up a Tag Heuer Carrera Chronograph Tourbillon Extreme Sport watch.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm so fucking happy, right? By the way, National Pigeon Day is on June 13th. Feed pigeons.
Dude, happy National Pigeon Day. You gotta use my code, though. What the fuck? All right, so yeah, most charitable take, and the way I interpret it, is that Ian took fighter pay in CC1, so that would be approximately 40 to 50,000, including the bonus. And then he intended to do it in CC2, but he never actually ended up getting that money because the event failed. So yeah, I don't know if it doesn't really make sense for Ian to pay himself from the money that would be debt.
I recommend watching
right?
Nicholas DeOrio.
I feel like you just wouldn't pay yourself in that case. If you're negative 250,000 and you also owe yourself about like $15,000 to $40,000, I feel like you just wouldn't pay yourself, right? And there's no like paper transaction for that, maybe. I don't know.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
I don't think Anissa is lying here, and I don't think they ever took the 34%. And the reason why I don't think they took the 34% is because I think it was for Creator Clash 3. I think that was the offset. Because in Creator Clash 1 and 2, their main thing was like the excess profit made from the event would go to charity, and that would be the only charity contribution. So the second event had failed, right? And then they tried to fix that by doing a Tiltify after the fact and doing a self-inflicted pain charity stream afterwards. Now, they changed that. They said that the money from the tickets just isn't going to go to charity. And then they're going to do the Tiltify link, and the Tiltify link is like a GoFundMe where it's like not really affiliated with the event, but you could just donate, right? So I think that the 34% was to make sure they don't end up 250,000 in the hole, and they wouldn't have done that if they weren't already 250,000 in the hole.
The GOAT. I appreciate that.
So I don't believe that they've ever taken this money because I don't think they had a chance to, because they quit before they would have gotten it. After Creator Clash 2 failed, they put 2 safeguards in place. This is what I think has happened. The charities were safeguarded by removing the entire charity aspect from the event, making it an unrelated crowdfunding page instead. This is how Creator Clash 3 in LA will remain a strictly for-profit event, where 80% of the donations, charity money so far, have come from a Hasan Piker Ethan Klein React stream and nothing related to boxing. The other safeguard was for them so they didn't personally lose money again, and that's the 34%. This is my most charitable understanding when people say that they've pocketed money or they've taken a huge cut, or and I actually did see a thread. Let me see if I can find this. I don't know if it's been taken down. Somebody on Reddit went out of their way to explain why it's actually totally reasonable for Creator Clash to take a huge percentage. Let me see if I can find this. Apparently 34% is Apparently 34% is a totally justifiable percentage to take from a charity. I did find Porchy12 posted, while Ian and Anissa are getting loads of criticism right now, it's actually normal for charities to pay out 34% of their profit to the organizers. It's a commonly used rule for charities to keep specifically 34% of the profits. For more information, just Google Rule 34. So, I mean, I guess that kind of settles it, right?
Nicholas, the goat.
I feel like that kind of
appreciate
set.
that.
Yeah, I think that.
I was pro-Palestine until I heard Hasan and the rest.
Yeah, just Google
Now I'm
Anissa
pro-giant
Jomha.
radioactive hole in the ground. No land for anyone.
Just Google Anissa Jomha Rule 34, and
I
you'll get
recommend
exactly what you're
watching
looking
Nicholas
for. I
DeOrio's
promise.
latest video.
If we're doing watch talk, I just picked up a $20 Casio watch today.
Congrats. Casios are cool. You can mod those things. They're sick. So yeah, if you look up Anissa Jomha Rule 34, it will actually explain to you why they took as much money. Yeah. I can't look it up on stream because, you know, it's just too important. And I need you guys to do that research on your own. When Creator Clash 2 failed, Ian did a charity stream with a Tiltify link to repair his reputation and make up for the failed event. I imagine it's not a coincidence that this format returned in CC3. The only difference is that Tiltify is the only guaranteed charity money for the entire event. Their safeguard they implemented was giving up. Their Tiltify money that they've been raising by a Hassan Piker drama stream is not money raised by CC3. It's like an Ian punishment stream from last year, and that was not money raised from CC2. So yeah, that's my fucking summary point here. You can just skip the last stream. I kind of told you. Taylor Lorenz is tomorrow's VOD. If you haven't caught up with that yet, you're going to enjoy it. A few days ago, she claimed that the Taylor Lorenz 3.0 account, which has been proven to be her, that jumps on H3 Snark and talks about Ethan's kids, was not hers. Apparently yesterday, she defended herself via that account. So we've got like a stone dagger thing here.
What is Bunty King to you?
A person?
Who is Bunty King?
Nicholas DeOrio?
Instead of influencer boxing, we should have influencer wrestling.
So Taylor Lorenz,
WWE style.
Thank you.
You could come in as the ultimate reviewer as your stage name.
Yes. Taylor Lorenz is now talking as in first person from the account that she was pretending wasn't hers. Yeah, this is great, dude. So apparently Taylor Lorenz, we deserve the 9/11 attacks. I quite literally never said this, but now that you mention it, spicy one here. I wonder why she's not working for any major publications. What I actually said, then she posts her own tweet. So that's great as well. What is this? You don't have enough respect for the sanctity of 9/11. It's such a ridiculously out of touch and frankly boomer take in 2025. 9/11 has been a punchline for over a decade. People have 9/11 themed parties, and there are 9/11 parody shirts and memes all over. Do you think that all right, just to be clear, okay? Why is it, how do I word this? Okay, I'm in a really risky position right now. Why is it that things like 9/11 are the funniest thing on the planet? As a New Yorker who makes jokes about 9/11, just be clear. Just roll with me on this one. Roll with me. But like, I'll see. Okay, you know, I'm gonna button out. I'm buttoning out. My point is, people get really emotional when you talk about certain political shit, and then other political shit is actually the funniest thing on the planet, and you're an asshole if you don't find it funny. Okay, but I'm not gonna specify what those things are because I'm gonna get in trouble. They're gonna get me, dude. But the other thing here that I definitely wanted to point out is 9/11 themed parties. This is just proof she's never been to a party. Who the fuck has been to a 9/11 themed party?
Thank you for the $5, my man.
But what even that consist of? Is it like Frogan's cake? Do they dress as like planes and they just run into each other? Like, what is a 9/11 themed party? Like, happy 9/11 guys. We're gonna be having a mixer. Yeah, Frogan. It's just like psychotic people. Taylor. Oh, so it was posted on there. Hi, oh god, not the H3 subreddit. It's an account that promotes my work, right? That's Ethan saying this is an account that promotes my work. And then Taylor is on here talking in the first person, which is very funny. But we had already known this was her, yeah. And the post that was written here is, he needs to log off. Every influencer has a snark page. If he wants to take it down, he has to go through legal channels, not publicly bait them. Normally I have sympathy, but Ethan spent the last year terrorizing and stalking people.
In American history, 12/7, 9/11, or even recently, 1/11.
Yes.
Hashtag never forget.
Hashtag never stop.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Oh, and then it says right here, and clean up his house so his kids aren't crawling around in dog feces. So
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
Lazy Shell, you're
just
insane.
Coming back to remind you that
what
the guy who
fuck?
stands up to poop owns a GMT Master 2 Pepsi. Can you? No? Maybe you should join Nicholas, myself, and the rest of us in civilized society and start standing.
Wait, who owns a Pepsi? The guy who stands up to poop owns a... Ethan has a Pepsi? I don't know, bro. They were talking about pulling up watches yesterday, and I don't know. I feel like it's weird to be like on my stream, off camera, flexing a watch. So I'm not doing that. But Ethan has a Pepsi. I wear a BLNR. That's funny. But yeah, wait. So apparently, if you go to the actual thread, are you saying she posted pictures from the 9/11 party? Is that like a thing? I can't see anything from Taylor Lorenz because I've been like gigabanned for like 30 years. Taylor Lorenz Twitter. Why is she on Twitter again? I thought she's on Blue Sky. I thought she went to the better platform that nobody posted on. I look up Taylor Lorenz. I get Taylor Lorenz posting L's before I find her actual fucking account. Let's check this thing out. I can't wait to hear all about COVID. Yes, dude, long COVID. Long COVID. Let me... Actually, this will be even easier. Let me just look up 9/11. You can just search her thing for 9/11, right? Unless I can't do search.
Tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
This is the thread. What's in here?
There have been several 9/11 themed cheerleading routines that have gone viral, where the cheerleaders make 2 towers and have another 2 act as planes that they hold up and walk into the towers. Then they collapse.
Well, I'm just saying, dude. All right. Who is having 9/11 themed parties? Name names, because those pathetic people need to be identified. Not going to put a bunch of kids on blast, but I think it's important to recognize that many Gen Z were born after 9/11, and to them it's just another historical event. 9/11 jokes and memes have been popular since the Vine days. Okay, that's great. Awesome. Like, this just, you know what this is? Does anybody have the tweet where Bo Black says that he made like racist jokes and comments because he didn't know about like black people having problems in America in current day until George Floyd was killed? That was like something Bo Blacks had said. He goes like, I didn't realize people were still racist until George Floyd died. That was a thing he said. I don't know where I would even find that clip right now, but that definitely did happen. Yeah, he said like the reason why he made like the BLM song and he made like jokes about black people is he didn't understand that the world was still a scary place until like the fentanyl fucking Floyd memes started popping in after he died. I'm not even kidding. That feels like such an old quote. I think he said it recently when he was explaining why he was no longer racist or something. He might have even posted that on the H3 subreddit. Bo Blacks might have posted... let me see if I could find this really fast. I think he might have posted this on the H3 subreddit. Let me see. Bo Blacks. Smaggle, can you find this for me? I think it might be on Reddit. Hey, Future Nick here. Yeah, I found the message. This was the Reddit post. I think it was posted to the H3 subreddit. BLM song was made as an edgy joke for my friends in 2016. I was a lot younger back then, and the world was like a very different place. Pre-Trump, pre-George Floyd. So, yeah, I don't know. This guy acts like, what did he say here? I went to first world countries. This guy lives in Canada. Does he think that Canada's like a third world country? I feel like Homelander couldn't get this confession out of me, that I didn't know that people were racist until George Floyd died. It's just such a ridiculous statement. I don't know, whatever. One of my favorite Sunny V2 arguments was when he flashed a tweet of Ninja discussing controversies related to George Floyd's murder, and he said it was ingenuine because he trash talks children in video games. What is this?
Why is overall is a huge component of Ninja's dark side, and this whole component is a basis for the next element of Ninja's dark side, and that's his bizarre foray into the world of politics. Not his political opinion as such, but more specifically, why is he even getting involved in politics at all? He's a gaming streamer. There have been numerous tweets over the last 12 months relating to Ninja.
Dude, justice for George Floyd. What?
Ninja standing with the black community, and his wife stating that Ninja does his part for white privilege and racism.
Why is the Nazi Zombies theme song playing during this? Why is this so fucking...
But this just goes back to the previous point of being ingenuine with his audience. Ninja is a multi-millionaire white guy spending his time playing video games who also seems to be somewhat low in compassion, judging from the way he treats his enemies after he kills them. Who do you think you're fooling, Ninja? You just...
Dude, yes, he obviously has no sympathy for black people. You're right, dude. That's a great argument. Holy shit, that's funny. What the fuck, dude? What is that edit? Let me look. Bo Black's race. I might have to put it in the VOD. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Nope, not that one. Oh, it has to have both. When do you think Bo Blacks will have their first Shaylin moment? I mean, I feel like Bo Blacks has said the N-word so many times, I don't think it'll matter. Little kid calls Bo Blacks the N-word on Among Us VR is what I found. Not that one. All right, well, I give up. So Taylor Lorenz got outed again, crushed meme to oblivion. Ethan dropped 2 more IG stories before going live today, so he has he went after this. I've never been happier, making fun of Anissa saying that she's never been happier right before the event goes tits up and blows up, dude. What is this? I've been sent this by Smaggle. I don't think this is what we were looking for.
I'm nutting, but like, definitely like not ejaculating as hard as I thought I'd be, to be honest.
Okay, so I feel like that clip was not relevant to what we were talking about, but I will include it. I will allow it. Thank you, Smaggle. I appreciate your contribution to the show. Oh, there's a fake Bo Blacks in chat. That's funny. Thank you guys for hitting the goal. You guys have earned another goal. What the fuck? LOL. There we go. Hasan mocks Ethan for being concerned with his safety. He uses Teddy Fresh as an analogy, throws shots at Gila. When people say that Teddy Fresh was bad, basically a pogrom, I didn't disparage the good name of Tupac Shakur by associating a socialist icon with Gila Klein. What the fuck does that even mean?
True, the Holocaust is when I can't sell my shit merch. Excuse me. I'll have you know that's exactly how the Holocaust happened, okay?
What?
Now, when people said Teddy Fresh was bad, basically Auschwitz.
What? Wait, whoever said that? Whoever what?
Basically. When people say, I don't want to buy Teddy Fresh merchandise any longer, I just don't like the colors. Like, I love Ethan Klein, I just don't like Teddy Fresh. That's basically...
Dude, he's saying this wearing like a fucking pastel purple shirt. Is that like pink or purple? It's like the same colors, dude. It's literally like the same. That is a shirt that you could find at Teddy Fresh. At least the colors are. It's lavender. I don't know what these womanly colors are, okay? I know red and blue. I'm like a man, okay?
Pogrom. This is...
Green!
This is a pogrom that's unfolding. Oh my god. Okay, dude.
The blatant. Now we've got let's see what this is. Make a material change on donating a commission to the Palestinian Relief Fund. Virtue signal on Twitter, yes. So he dropped a couple more statements there. Anissa then called out Ethan's fashion choices. I wonder when Ethan will figure out that he's partnered up with the same people who have been up my ass for the past 7 years. If there's anyone he can't affect with the harassment, it's me. It's just another Tuesday in the Yoko Ono world, bub. Just to be clear.
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
Yes, that is happening. Yes, he does. He is in agreement with people who have these like opinions about you and stuff. In like to some degree, but like the reality of the situation is they now kind of...
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
He's also essentially broken you out of your little defense bubble that you've created for yourself, the straw man bubble that you've had for a while, saying that like everybody who hates you hates like sex work and OnlyFans people, because now people have found out that you're like an insufferable bitch in other avenues of your life. So that's cool, I guess. I guess that's a side effect of what's been happening here. Why does Anissa hate hot guys, dude? Why does Anissa hate hot guys, bro? What the fuck? You posting the Euphoria memes won't change the fact that I'm eating good food, living life, petting dogs. Like, you just crashed a charity event into a fucking tornado. Dude, but you're petting dogs. I hope you're having fun with yourself. Yelling about my sex life. You can't even get a good night's sleep, judging by those eye bags.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Hey Nick, just wanted to pop in and say that the Unsubscribed podcast with people like Brandon Herrera and Donut Operator are talking about Hasan, Creator Clash, and iDubbbz. This stuff is everywhere.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They had Tech one on too.
Well, when you drag people into your failure and you bring on a bunch of influencers and content creators to be associated, eventually your failure starts to reach new places. This is Sapnap. All right, so I didn't know what Sapnap looked like until today. He kind of looks like an adult. I I thought he'd look like a child. I don't know. Tubbo looks like a little kid. Tubbo's fighting a grown man. This is him talking about Creator Clash getting delayed, I think. I saw this today. I was kind of shocked. He just looked like a grown man.
Yeah, I mean, you guys honestly basically know as much as I do. Unfortunately,
he kind of looks like little Hasan from the Destiny days, doesn't he?
Yeah, the fight was pushed back.
Like he's gonna punch his desk in a second and call somebody a liar.
Back to October. I mean, more time to train, I guess. I still want to do it. Although I don't know, like I don't know. You know, people. You know, shit changes when the date changes.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Let's see if it actually ends up happening. I'm kind of out of my hands now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that any of these guys were kept in the loop at all whatsoever privately. It becomes increasingly more obvious every time I watch any of these.
So.
Hey, Nicholas DeOrio.
Where's his funny accent? Yeah, I found out he's not British here too.
There's not much I can do about it. I'm gonna keep trading.
Not much. I'm gonna keep trading, dude. Yeah, hell yeah.
What we can do but cross our fingers and hope shit lines up, you know?
Nicholas, the goat.
Thank you.
Thank you for the $5, my man. $5.
Just keep training because, you know, I kind of like boxing anyways. I like it anyways, so I think I'll just continue to do it. Just continue to do it and, you know, just fight somebody eventually. Worst case scenario, you know? I mean, I think it would be cool to fight Tubbo. I think it's an interesting fight. But
dude, they've announced the fight is moving. This is today. This is a clip from today. He's not even confirming if he's going to the new event. That's the funniest part of this whole thing. Oh, thank you, Smaggle. Thank you so much, Smaggle. Holy fuck, dude. Look at this. Look at this right here. I just watched the H3. Dude, my brain is... My YouTube, like, knowledge bubble here... I just remembered a tweet from 2022 and knew it was associated with Ethan Klein. My fucking brain is unmatched. Holy shit. Just watched the H3 podcast where Ethan said my satirical BLM song was from 2016 was made in reference to George Floyd's passing from 2020. That is a disgusting connection to make. I'm sorry to anyone who believed that and felt like I've let them down. I would never joke about that, by the way. He absolutely would. That's a total lie. I lived in a progressive area and grew up not understanding that serious racism existed. I thought that BLM was pointless because racism was over, and I made fun of it.
Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
2 years later, when I visited Kentucky, I realized I was wrong and I was bad about making the song, and I felt bad about making the song, dude. I think that there might even be another comment about this where he specifically says that he didn't realize that fucking he has used this argumentation on streams. He has used this argumentation on Reddit. But yeah, this is like the main source of it, saying that like he just thought that like everybody was making up the fact that black people have been oppressed in America, and that he had to go visit Kentucky to like see somebody get called the N-word on the side of the street or something.
I recommend watching
dude, Kentucky slander, literally. Video. Holy fuck, dude, that was funny. And now this is the bedroom thing that Anissa's talking about. Yo, thank you for the 10 gifted.
Also, we learned just to kind of
strap on harness today.
Also, we learned just to kind of update the list that she has tried to penetrate him.
You're right. Wait, I just forgot about that. By the way, that's a crazy pause right there. Bo Blacks did think that 9/11 was in California until we told him that it wasn't. He was adamant that the Twin Towers fell in California.
Also, we learned just to kind of update the list that she has tried to penetrate him with a strappy.
Stop.
That's what she said.
It is a new piece of information that we all learned this week, unfortunately.
What's your objection, Dan?
Don't need to bring it up all the time.
Yes, Dan. Yes, we do.
My third time since I learned about it.
In 3 days.
It's just important. And again, not to kink shame anyone, because get in there and get weird and wild with it.
Yeah.
I just thought in the context of everything, and the way she said it, she's like, I know he's not into it. Trust me, I've tried.
All right, I don't think she said it quite like that, but that does kind of add something to it, right?
Got a new strap home.
Where did that happen? It was actually the clip I'd posted. I think it's in yesterday's video as the intro clip. Now it's actually uploaded. But so I can reference it. But dude, yeah, dude, I don't think she liked it, bro. I don't think she was a huge fan.
Had exes, yeah.
Dude. And by the way, immediately after that, they never clipped the whole thing. She starts talking about how she liked shoving a fucking dildo up her friends' or ex-boyfriend's asses too. I'm pretty sure, right?
It was like a picture or a video of Keemstar.
Like iDubbbz is awkwardly walking into frame, and she's like, "Yeah, dude, I used to have ex-boyfriends who."
Oh no, he's riding on a railroad on the.
Yeah, this came up because they were talking about Keemstar, like the fake video of Keem riding a dildo on the train tracks.
I love that video.
What if a video came out where the guy looked like Ian? Like so much.
Like, what if it looked just like Ian, dude? What if a guy who looked like Ian just started like fucking a dildo on the train tracks?
Like,
would you think it was him?
That you actually did question if it was him. I mean, like, you asked him and be like, "Oh my god, this guy looks like you," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that does look like me. Weird."
I'm gonna be honest with you. Ian's not into any of that. I've tried, but I've had exes. Yeah.
Dude, no! He just starts walking in frame. Dude, it's like I left my wife alone for 5 minutes. What could she possibly have done? It's like, yeah, I tried to shove a strap-on up his ass, and he really wasn't into it, chat. He really didn't like it when I went to shove a strap-on up his ass. Like, okay, Jesus, fuck, dude. Holy shit. Maybe just don't walk away. Is that like your best bet? Is you just can't leave her near the camera, like, for any time period. Yeah, dude. Dude, glove on. Spread them. I'm giving you a colonoscopy today. Ethan's up late hammering the point that Creator Clash was structured to donate $0 to charity. 0% of ticket sale, pay-per-view, concessions, merch would go to charity. That's the thing we didn't really talk about. Concessions and merchandise, if they've done those, yeah, those obviously would also go towards the galas. Oh, another thing, someone pointed out to me, they go, Nicholas, what's the point of a gala? And you're actually right. A gala is historically an event that gets donations. How many donations have been received at the Creator Clash 2 gala, right? Isn't the intent of hosting a gala to gain financial support from wealthy people? Why are they being paid to attend a gala? Yeah, that's what galas are for, aren't they? Anytime I see a gala in a movie, it's to secure financing for like a fucking, like a mayor or something. Isn't that's what yeah, it's like a reverse gala. It's like you get paid to attend the gala. Yeah, dude. Wait, like, yeah, specifically. Remember, remember in the Batman movie? You ever see The Dark Knight? They're like, listen, Harvey, one fucking gala with my friends, you'll never need a donation ever again. We need to get you in there. Like, that was another one, right? That's another one. I think recently in the Daredevil show, there's a lot of superhero shows that have gala. There's like a lot of galas, dude. When fucking Fisk is trying to build his thing off the docks or whatever, right? He did a gala to bring more money in. And all these superhero shows, they all do galas to raise money. That's the only stuff I watch. The Met Gala? I don't know about the Met Gala. That's to get pictures taken in front of the thing. He said fundraiser. I thought it was a gala, but yeah. I don't know. I associate those two. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Who knows? So yeah, Ethan calls them out there. I feel like people are still missing how bad this is. The event was structured to donate $0 to charity. The only money going to charity would be directly donated to the Tiltify campaign, which is a completely separate entity. 0% of ticket sales, pay-per-views, concessions, merch, etc. will go to charity. It's literally 100% for-profit event. Yep, and that's what they kind of say in the transparency report. So we saw the Sapnap clip. We also have... Oh, dude. Oh, I forgot this was on the docket, bro. I forgot this was on the docket. Yes, this is coming from the Destiny subreddit. Fuck you. It's the only people dedicated enough to clip Sean the Black, dude. Holy fuck. All right, so Sean the Black started popping off in his fucking chat, dude. I need to pull this up because I got to remember this guy exists.
A very small crowd blames Ethan for Creator Clash. They heat mostly on iDubbbz, whether you think it's valid or not. The video release date was badly timed, and taking 34% of Creator Clash profit is pretty gross. Yeah, you're fucking stupid, chat.
Dude, come on. Come on, do you like strain yourself to give these horrible takes? Like, what are you talking about?
Ethan, I don't care what people think. I'm telling you, my take is that they're fucking wrong and dumb. Ethan is to blame for Creator Clash.
How?
He is.
How?
That is just the case.
Dude, Ethan is so bad. He went back in time and killed the previous event. This guy took a time machine to sabotage Creator Clash 2 the minute CPS was called. He used his Jewish billions, all right? He took all of his Jewish gold, and then he built a time machine and made the previous event fail as well.
Case. It's Ethan and the rest of the campaign of right-wing losers who are mad that, like, Sam Hyde wasn't involved and they can't have their favorite pedophile Nazi involved. He was the only person trying to take torpedo it. Him and right-wingers. Go to the event stupid to Ethan's level isn't the answer, though. You're fucking stupid.
But here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. If you go by any statistic that Anissa has even given, even if Froggy Fresh was still on the card, they most likely still would have lost money. The Froggy Fresh drama was a lot of people's intro into finding out they were fighting. There was no promotion last time, okay? They overextended funds dramatically, right? There are other factors. The stadium was too big. They pirated the fucking streams. There were still reasons as to why that event failed, and I think most people would say that it still
Nicholas,
probably would have failed
the goat.
even without the
Thank you
Froggy
for the
controversy
$5,
because
my man.
nobody knew anyone was fighting.
You're dumb. You are dumb. You're stupid. You're dumb. You're dumb. You know what? You're dragging down the collective intelligence of chat right now, so I'm gonna ban you.
Dude, this guy banned one of his 5 chatters.
I really like you.
Why? I feel like when you have that little amount of people in your audience, you've just kind of got to let it ride, you know, unless they start dropping slurs.
You're dumb. So yeah, no. If you run an event, sorry, fuck off. You can just anybody can say any shit they want to about you because you run an event. That's it. Chad, did you know that like if you run an event, you can say whatever you want about that person and doesn't.
You know, he just referenced the 34%, glossed right past that.
What's
too.
the name of the guy?
And by the way, yeah, it's a public event. You can say literally anything you want about it. As long as you're accurate, not defaming the people who are running the event. Yeah, you can absolutely criticize a charity event. But I wouldn't even consider this a charity event, right?
I always do the possible.
Chat, if I put up a GoFundMe link and I say like, hey, by the way, you can donate to a GoFundMe, is every live stream that I do a charity event, a charity stream? Do you think the federal government would like that for my tax purposes? I'm going to put up a GoFundMe for people with disabilities or something. And now everything I do on stream, as long as I mention that I have a GoFundMe up for people with disabilities that never ends, it's all charity. I'm the most charitable guy.
Doesn't matter because you
according to Ian, yeah, that's charity. For any normal person, that wouldn't be charity.
Can't respond because you're just running an event or whatever. Like, why would you not talk about the people try? And this is crazy because this would not apply to anywhere else. This would not apply anywhere else.
This would apply everywhere. Any other charity event that was found with this little amount of transparency and then seeing those numbers would elicit the same response. Yeah, 100%. People constantly talk about these charities and stuff like that, saying that the money doesn't go where it's supposed to go, and then the organizers take too big of a cut. Like, it's an extremely common critique of a lot of different charitable organizations.
Anywhere else.
But like the thing is with those other charitable organizations, it's not like, well, that's the industry standard. That's how it is everywhere. People criticize them and don't go to those charities anymore. They say like, this charity event is a fucking scam, blah, blah, blah. This charity event sucks. This charity's awful. Don't go to them. Go to this one instead.
Only applies to Ethan. Ethan is the only person who gets a pass.
Like, yeah, obviously Ian and Anissa, there's a reasonable amount of money somewhere that they could have taken from this event, right? There's a reasonable amount of money that they could have had to protect themselves, but they chose to set up where they would have accepted 34% of the profits. In a year, they decided that none of the profits were going to charity. That is a big fucking deal. That is a big problem for people. What was it? I think it amounted to like between 2 and 3% would be going to each individual fighter. And then people who basically separated themselves, Harley saying that they weren't even doing that much this year. They mostly pushed it off to other people because they planned it so poorly in the previous year, right? Well, they were their whole job, their main thing they were doing was trying to keep fighter relations good. And instead, while doing that, while trying to make sure fighter relations and everybody's feeling good and everybody's training and all this stuff, they blew up the whole event. So they couldn't even do their job right.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5.
They were being paid 34% while individual fighters were getting like 1 to 3%. Yeah.
For torpedoing his own admission, torpedoing a charity event. Why are we giving Ethan a pass for saying he wants the charity event to fail, effectively getting the charity event?
Because this charity event wasn't selling tickets prior. The ticket sales were horrible when the event was announced as well. Like you can literally look and see where the event was sitting prior to Content Cop being released, and it was still on its road to not happening. I think literally it was probably going to get pushed. Otherwise, I know maybe it's when Harley dropped out, but again, Harley telling you why he dropped out isn't going to narrate. It isn't going to be the exact, like, it's not what he's saying here either. If you ask the fighters why they left, it has nothing to do with Ethan as well.
To failing to postpone, and for the original creators to divest from it. I feel like, and this is weird, right? I feel like that's shit Ludwig would talk about. If any other creator made it their mission to be like, there's a charity event going on, I'm going to fucking torpedo it. I'm going to make it my fucking mission to make sure that event fails. I feel like that would be...
I don't think it's a charity event. I literally don't think it's a charity event now. Now, this actually is probably an accurate argument for me. I totally thought I wanted this event to bomb 100% because I needed it to bomb because I don't know why anybody would ever support people who blew up a charity event. I needed this event to be terrible to justify my anger at why they did it again, because they should never have done this after Creator Clash 2. After Creator Clash 2 failed, people should have basically bullied them out of running the event in the first place. And I hold those people somewhat accountable, people who've supported the event prior to all this happening, because I don't think anybody else would have gotten a pass to do charity after they fucked up charity. Yeah, so that is an accurate critique, I guess. But, I mean, I don't really care. That's my opinion. That's where I stand on it. But now, after all this was said and done, I don't even think it's a charity event anymore. Creator Clash 3 certainly wasn't.
A little bit of
Nicholas,
something that, like,
the goat.
people will talk about.
Thank you for the $5.
But no, for some reason, everybody wants to talk about how bad and mean iDubbbz is for responding to Ethan Klein. Responding, implying that Ethan said shit first, which he did, right? Pressuring his employee to drop out of the event.
I'm pretty sure, like, the main thing that they were mad about was when it was being talked about on the podcast, right? But even then, it's like, there's responding, and then there's creating a content cop where you get together with all the people who were, like, justifying the Child Protective Service call on your kids, and then film the Fortnite dance. Like, these are two levels of... Like, dude, we have like a level 3 response and like a level 50 escalation. So, I mean, I don't really think that that's a fair argument either.
And like going out of his way to say that he wants it to fail. But no, nobody talks about that.
It should fail.
For some reason. The smoke is only for Ian and Anissa, who is putting the event on in the first place. I'm not even saying you can't criticize them. But is that not crazy?
Why is it Ethan's fault they released the content? I mean, that's what I kind of said. It's just like, there's a way you could have responded to that wouldn't have created the situation. But by releasing the content cop, that was such a bad faith attack on Ethan. Yeah, of course, dude, the charity event's going to be the first thing people talk about because of your history with failing with charity events and how it's like insane. And also, like, the Lena stuff plays a huge role in why this got bigger.
Isn't that insane to cover a charity event failing and not talk about a multi-fucking millionaire with a multi-fucking million subscriber channel with tens of thousands of concurrent viewers who is on his live stream saying that he wants the event to fail and doing everything in his power to put...
That's another point. We keep bringing this up, but I totally forgot to mention it here. He could have done all of this after the event too. If he just released the content cop after the event, yeah, people would have been mad, and I think the response would have been similar, but at least he wouldn't have fucked over Lena. At least the charities would have gotten their money if the event had happened. Harley would still be fighting. Fucking Justin Wong, Harvey Wong, whatever the fuck his name is, William Wong wouldn't have fucking had other things to do and dropped out of the fight, right? LA Beast would still be on the card. I mean, it would have been significantly better if they had just waited till after Creator Clash and blew this whole thing up the first week of August.
Push for the event.
Frankie Wong, yes. Frankie Wang? No, Freddie Wong, sorry.
Fail, and nobody's talking about that. That's kind of weird, right? Is that not kind of
insane? Dude, Funky Wong bait. Yeah, dude, good one.
Insane? Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about that. It's like the elephant in the room. It is literally the elephant in the room. Quite literally the elephant in the room. I think that is an important part of the story that you can't just skip over for being fucking drama. And I don't know.
And just to be clear, all of this is drama.
Nicholas, the goat.
Thank you.
Thank you for the $5.
Every part of this is drama. People will try to tell you, Nick, this is not drama. This is genocide. This is a huge political moment right now in the Western world because we're all thinking about the Middle East. And it's like, no, you made it drama. When Hassan Piker holds those corpses of those dead Palestinian children up as a defense shield to a YouTube fight, you've made this YouTube drama. That's the only reason we're covering it. That's the only reason that I'm learning all this against my will because you have forced the Palestinian plight to become YouTube drama.
Nicholas DeOrio.
I Ludwig skipped over.
The shout out.
I have a few guesses. I have a few ideas. One, Ethan Klein has attacked him before, right? And drug his girlfriend into it unnecessarily. And so he doesn't want that to happen again. Two, it teeters and falls a bit too close to like politics that he doesn't want to engage in. Three, he doesn't want to upset the right-wing people who actually do want Creator Clash to fail because they think that Ian is a cuck, right? It could be any of those.
Yeah, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a crazy straw man. I don't give a fuck if Ian's wife goes out and fucks 50 people or whatever. Like that, who's the woman who like fucked 1,000 bodies in 24 hours? That would have zero impact on my life. I do not care if Anissa starts doing fucking hardcore pornography OnlyFans shit. I don't care if Ian never says a slur again. I think that he's a bad person for other reasons. Specifically, the way that he's engaged with this charity event is like a great reason to think that iDubbbz is a bad person. We don't have to sit here and do the straw man where everybody who hates Ian is a gangster racist fucking giga racist fucking person who is saying like racial slurs the minute they shut off the stream, or a womanizing monster misogynist who hates Anissa Jomha. There are people who just have like total reasonable reasons to think these people are bad.
Those reasons, but for whatever reason, Ludwig made the decision to completely skip over, I don't know, the...
What? Bro! I just fucking got whiplash. He's talking about Ludwig? Dude, Ludwig gave like the weakest criticism I've ever... Bro, are you fucking kidding me? Who clipped this? This is about the Ludwig clip. I didn't even cue that up. It was so worthless.
Then Ludwig made the decision to completely skip over...
Dude, this is why you don't pander to these people. Ludwig gave the cringiest loser take possible. Okay, like the most soy-filled garbage take I've ever seen in my life. And it's not enough for Sean DeBlack. You've got to be more critical. Oh my, this is another fucking, this is literally another, what's it called? Dude, I can't. I actually can't. I'm looking for the tweet right now, and I just pulled this up, dude. It's just some fucking guy saying, woman watching her husband and child bathe on the beach. And obviously this is a fucking attack on, like, people wearing burqas and shit. And then they fucking tweeted, dude, their POV. I'm sorry, hold on. I'll find the tweet we're actually talking about. Sorry, that was... I'm sorry, wait, hold on. Alright, here it is. I'm sorry. Okay, Ludwig doesn't think Ian and Anissa scam Creator. This is like the clip he's mad about.
So funding it through various sponsorships, but mostly ticket sales and...
So it was a scam? I feel like that has to be like the worst faith interpretation. I think if an event is successful and raises $1.3 million for charity on their first go around, their big plan isn't like, oh my God, and this next time we run it, we're going to make, you know, money for ourselves. Now that we've raised
But that's not what people are mad about, Ludwig. That's not what people like.
$3 million for charity. Now we get to make some money of our own.
You know, this is an argument that you can make in good faith after Creator Clash 2, but after Creator Clash 3 also failed, I mean, this is just kind of sad. It's just soy. It's soy.
The 1.3 mil on the first go around. Like, 1.3 mil is a lot of money, bro. That's hella bread.
1.3 is probably what you got paid this month. I mean, even then, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a lot of money or a little bit of money to Ludwig. Yes, 1.3 million raised for charity in an event like Creator Clash is extremely successful. I agree. 100%. For a first time running an event like that, raising 1.3 million for charity, based. Awesome. Cool.
So I feel like you're just not... If you're looking at it in a vacuum, yeah, I think you could call that a scam.
What does that mean? It's either a scam or it's not a scam. If you look at this in a vacuum, you might deem it to be a scam.
But you're ignoring the context of the first one that was hella successful.
It's like, yeah, because that was like 5 years ago, and they didn't get a 34% cut from that one.
Right now,
is money paid not towards charity until event costs are paid? Yeah, but presumably. Because where else is the money coming from? And I guess, do you guys consider that a scam? Because to me, that makes sense. That's how it should operate.
And just to be clear, so this is an argument about event costs. Everyone knows that during the charity stuff, that event costs are something that is contributed, right? People know that when you are donating to a charity, that a certain sector of that is... What? Oh, fuck, Jesus. That a certain section of that money that you're donating is usually going to, like, costs to run the charity. That's usually an accepted number. The reason why people are mad about the event cost, is because in this episode of Creator Clash, 0% of this money was going to it. 20% of net profit was going to be evenly split amongst the fighters. Each fighter was getting a $15,000 purse for their training. So the $15,000 is event cost, right? The remainder of the net profits or whatever would have gone to like the stadium. It would have gone to whatever events they have during it. It would have went to the concessions or whatever, or creating the merchandise if they did merchandise. Like, that's where this other money was going. Obviously not to charity. The problem is that 34% of the profits were going to go allocated to two people who didn't fight, who apparently didn't really have a lot to do, who spent their time making YouTube videos instead of like preparing for the event, and torched their own event. That's why people are mad. 34% being an operating cost of just having these two people participate in their own charity event is why people are mad. Yeah. So that's the issue. It's not that, oh, part of this event is going to operational costs of having it. Like, yeah, obviously. It's the fact that last time they only paid operational costs and then no money went to kids with cancer.
Now, obviously, messaging matters. Like, if you have tickets and you say all proceeds go to charity, and then it's actually like, well, they go to charity after costs. Like, that has to be clear when you...
Again, I don't... Dude, the most... how do I say this nicely? The most autistic people online are like accounting majors who show up to argue. They're like, actually, that's not salary. That's gross profit. Or something. Like, you just, if you use the wrong like word, even though everyone knows what you're talking about, if you go in and use like the wrong the term or whatever, they're like, ha, you gotta go back to school. You don't know what the gross profit is in comparison with the margin. And I'm like, okay, calm down. So, you know, I kind of just wanted to say that. I don't know how I was looping that back. Wait,
the charity, and then it's actually like, well, they go to charity after.
Okay, yeah, but you'd assume that, I think you assume that proceeds are after, right? The proceeds of the event would be subtracting the operational cost. I think, right? There's a difference between profits, proceeds, revenue. Like, I saw somebody the other day, they're like, the revenue from this thing went 34% of the revenue. Like, actually, sir, you are wrong. Revenue doesn't account for this. You're talking about profit. Maybe it's time to go back to school. It's like, everyone knows what you're talking about. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you... Sure, maybe the YouTuber should know, I guess, but why does the random Redditor need to know the definitions of these words?
After costs, like, that has to be clear when you purchase, but... I think people are huge.
Profit is after expenses. Again, like, everyone knows what we're talking about here. I'm getting mad on someone else's behalf because I saw a stupid Reddit comment, but it drives me insane because every time you use these words, you've got some accounting major popping in your chat being like, actually, you're a fucking moron. You're the stupidest person on the planet. How are you not fucking knowledgeable on this term?
What's the word, man? Aggrandize? What's the word when people are like fake higher than thou? Idiots? Not. I feel like people get real bad faith or virtue signally when it comes to charity stuff. Yeah, maybe grandstandy. I don't know the exact word. But I feel like when the word charity is hit, people are like, heavens. And everyone...
I can't... This is the clip that Sean the Black didn't like? Are you serious?
Acts like every act...
Wait, did he just... Chat, what did he just say? Can somebody please tell me what Ludwig just said?
People are like... heavens. And everyone acts like...
How come nobody Oh, like he said ax. Okay, I thought he said like asked, like ask me a question. Because I know the chat gets on my ass every time I say asked me something. They're like, they asked you something, Nick? They asked you? Why do you say it like that?
Like every act of charity needs to be some higher than thou act that is selfless.
Yeah, because when you act holier than thou and you bank everything on it's for charity, it's for charity. Yeah, I mean, I think people are going to hold you to that standard. If that's your response to criticism every time you get called out, then God fucking damn it, I am going to hold you to that holier than thou standard. Yeah, it's for charity, it's for charity. By the way, honey, next year, it's not. Oh, okay.
And maybe I'm cynical, but I think that's dumb. And I think charities also...
Yeah, well, it's dumb if the people don't carry themselves the way that fucking holier than thou and Issa Jomha and Ian Jomha do.
Understand that that's dumb. And most incredibly successful charities understand that it's a business and things need to be able to operate not just one time, but consistently many times. And the only way to do that is if it doesn't burn a bunch of money along the way.
Okay, but they're 1 for 3 so far. And there's going to be a 4th one now.
So if you're doing an annual event, but you lose $100,000...
By the way, it's still not an annual event. They didn't have one last year.
$1,000 doing it. Even if you raise $50 million for charity, you can't do that forever because you're losing money. Money has to come from somewhere.
But they didn't donate any money to charity last time. It wasn't that it was just operating on a loss. They generated $0.
And what people I don't think realize is sometimes that gets a little dirty.
Dude, if this was Jake Paul, Ludwig would be like, "Oh boy, me Mudahar here, and you're not gonna believe what happened at the most recent Jake Paul charity boxing event. Oh boy."
Like if you look, I've been offered from charities. They'll offer you like $20K. They'll pay you to run an event in exchange to raise money, hoping to hit an expectation of return.
Yeah, so let's hear. So what do we got here about our boy Sean? What does Sean think about this?
Those reasons. But for whatever reason, Ludwig made the decision to completely skip over, I don't know, the multi-million follower creator with tens of thousands of concurrent viewers.
It's because Ethan's not responsible for the event failing.
Who made it his mission by his own admission to torpedo the fucking event.
Maybe you shouldn't have fucking thrown a stone in the glass house of people who sent everybody to Creator Clash last time. Maybe if a large percentage of people came through from your appearances on the H3 podcast, thank you so much for the 20. Just got here. Did it get worse? It's always worse. Every day it's worse. And now we're watching Sean. Maybe you should probably have treated those fans nicer too, because like if Ethan's selling a shitload of tickets for your event and you pick a fight with Ethan, I think you can kind of expect what's going to happen there.
And
what are you supposed to do? Hey guys, I know Ian completely slandered me and didn't bring up CPS, but I just want you guys to know that the Creator Clash charity event that donates $0 of the profits to charity, I don't want that to fail. So we're still going to push that. Even though Lena wanted to drop out because they were demanding her promote the event right after the content nuke came out and she was getting harassed. Even though all that was happening, I just want you guys to know, shout out to Big Charity. Okay, we're gonna support this event regardless, dude.
Nobody's talking about it.
Because it didn't happen. Yeah. He wants to be involved in the drama so bad. Well, guess what, buddy?
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
I love how every video I see talking about the content cop, the parties involved are listed as iDubbbz, Hasan Piker, Frogan, and some black guy. Which is funny because there is another YouTuber who goes by the name
Nicholas,
Some Black Guy.
The goat. Thank you for
That's
the $5,
actually, dude, it's not
man.
Some Black Guy. It's Sean the Black. Stop mixing them up. That's fucked up, dude. If we're being brutally honest, this dude was only included because they wanted a... Yeah, no, he's like, oh, if I'm doing content cop, I need a black guy. I do think that's why he did it. Who the hell watches these people? Retards and anti-Semites. Holy fucking shit, all he does is yell and yap. This is proof again that not everyone is... Okay, Jesus, I don't agree with that one. I don't think that Sean the Black should be deplatformed for being stupid. I think that he should be platformed forever to give me more content. To say that Ethan has the power to make Creator Clash fail implies that the only people supporting Ethan were his fans. Yeah, again, that is true. Dude, literally that would imply the only people who were potentially going to buy tickets for this event were the fans of Ethan, which furthermore would explain why it's ridiculous. We're going to take a little look here at the at this, and then we're going to move on to the Mudahar conversation. This is Harley joining to kind of talk about his post thoughts on the death of Creator Clash 3. Harley has like a beginning, middle, and end here. You can kind of see his interviews that he did with us when he was trying to promote the event, his interviews when the event was failing, and now this is an interview he did with Ethan Klein in the post-mortem. Now, if you see here, Harley's got a great green screen setup. It's like a it's a neo Hasan Piker setup, right? This is literally Hasan's room that he's built into his green screen setup right now. Dude, he says the Nazi swords on the walls are crazy, dude. You got to check them out.
I was really trying to count his money for a couple of creator clashes there.
Yeah, what's your total at?
Well, I was curious. I was just always curious how much someone, with the thing, because then they revealed recently that they
100% realized CC3 was going to fail worse than CC2, so they torpedoed it. There is a conspiracy theory, and I'm labeling it as a conspiracy theory, that they knew the event was failing, and that's why they went out of their way to do all of this. I don't think that's accurate. I think they're actually just delusional freaks. I really do. I think they're just delusional freaks, and they had no idea what they were. They thought, dude, to say that they plan to do this for like a fucking tax evasion purpose or something, I think is crazy, because I fully think that iDubbbz thought his video would be universally praised.
Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated.
I legitimately think that iDubbbz came away from this thinking that his video was about to be universally praised, and that the people who were and that Ethan would be completely demolished by this. Yeah, these people, I mean, they're the people who created Creator Clash, right? They're not very intelligent. They got lucky one time, and they haven't been able to recapture that ever since. They're literal one-hit wonders. It's like Designer, who made like the Panda 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 song.
We're getting 34% of the profits there.
Yeah, we're getting into that.
That's what we want to talk about.
Yeah. Did I jump? I jumped too far.
Let's do it.
No, I mean, no.
Look what I did. No, I should. That was stupid.
No, not at all.
That was stupid.
Jewish.
Nah, you can.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, dude, this is the sad part, is a lot of YouTubers a lot of YouTube drama viewers wish that this was like daytime television. They see stuff on like Jersey Shore. I'm old. Holy shit, that was a bad example. These daytime reality shows where they have scripted plot points, and then like a big fight happens, and there's like a big overarching story where somebody's extremely manipulative and gets their way. But these are scripted events. In real life, usually the answer isn't somebody is a calculated, cold-blooded murderer who's been coming out here making some extremely intricate plot to manipulate the audience and manipulate their friends into getting ultimately what they wanted the entire time. It's usually they're just fucking idiots, and they've just fell, and then created a horrible controversy. The YouTubers that you're talking about, some of these people literally got this famous entirely by accident and luck. They're not great actors. They're not extremely savvy business individuals, despite the fact that their AdSense numbers are pretty good. For the most part, they're all just fucking morons, and they've stumbled into this position that they're in. So usually everyone has like a 24-hour period where they think everybody is like a master class manipulator, and then they find out no, he's actually just a complete fucking moron, and that's how this happened to begin with.
Oh yeah, you can button it.
Yeah, it's not like it's like Jerry Springer, I guess. Yeah,
it's not. This isn't like a novel.
It's a spoiler.
The Real Housewives of YouTube LA edition. Yeah, it's not scripted content. All these people are just really dumb.
Not like a move. It's not like a twist or anything.
Jewish.
Okay.
Jewish.
Well, I was pocket watching quite a bit because I'm in the events, and so I was always, wow, I'd see something cool. I'd be like, that's cool. I kind of bought it. Not really, but I kind of did, I'm allowed to smell it. Like the camera rigs and all that, I'm allowed to smell it. I put in sweat,
So what he's saying here is he felt like his money that could have gone to him went to this cool camera rig, and that's a little bit weird. When he's saying he's pocket watching, he's referencing kind of the story that he told on this stream, on my stream, that he didn't tell here. And I'll repeat it for you right now because I think it's actually important. When the fighters saw that they weren't getting a bonus in Creator Clash 2. Obviously, in Creator Clash 1, they were given their, percentage bonus of the pay-per-view sales on day of fight. So it was like 15 grand to get through the door, and then they got like an additional 20, 30 grand. It ended up being like total almost like 40, almost
Nicholas
50.
DeOrio's
right?
latest video.
They thought CC3 was going to fail, realized the H3 audience wasn't going to be enough to save it, and tried to generate a new audience through Hasan's
Oh, that could be a
fans.
thing.
Nuking their friendship with Ethan in the process as a calculated move.
I mean, that's a bit more reasonable, but it's still a conspiracy theory. But yeah, so Harley had said that he started looking around and he was like, huh, that comedian looked expensive. Huh, that's a lot. Like, that's a singer? They have a singer here? Wow, there's a lot of people in this hotel right now. And he had noticed that he didn't get his bonus for Creator Clash 2. So the fighters were supposedly getting antsy, wondering if they blew the money that would have gone to the fighters. Keep in mind, I think he fought like a professional wrestler or something. Apparently that guy was like banking on the bonus that was supposed to come in. You know? So they were like, oh, fuck, did all of this money that was supposed to go to us go to, like, the amenities? Did it go to the gala? Did it go to the parties? And, of course, they later found out, no, it didn't go. It went to, like, the fact that, like, they didn't sell enough tickets or pay-per-views, so there was no money for a bonus to begin with. But, yeah, when he's pocket watching, he's wondering why there's expensive camera rigs and all this shit around here.
Training for the event and all that. But then they revealed on the Creator Clash thing that they made 34%. And you know what? I wasn't really taken aback, or
you weren't surprised by that.
I knew they were going to make money. I thought maybe they would have taken a salary or something. I didn't know how it worked. So that's not outlandish, but I thought it was pretty crazy that Creator Clash shared it. Made me feel like maybe they got maybe there's bad blood going on.
That was 1,000% a sneak diss.
Yeah, it had to be. Like, why would you include that part? Because what you want to do is you want to distance yourself, so you're going to talk bad about the previous administration that was running the event, right? Like, that's... You kind of have to, but you want to do it in a tasteful way, so it's not, like, clearly aggressive.
Yes, there is no other way to interpret that. They knew it was going to cause a shitstorm. They went completely out of their way to mention it. Here, let me pull it up.
That's a really hard question.
Shut up. God, I hate her.
Everyone does.
She's the worst. Was it on this one? Let's see. Do the fighters get paid? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So they put out this they took over the website.
Okay. Finally.
They have a transparency Q&A. And at the bottom, do the fighters get paid? Here's what it says. Yes, each fighter received a guaranteed purse to help cover training and preparation expenses. We knew that.
Meanwhile, when they heard purse, Anissa's like, wait, do we have to give them all Prada? Or like, are we getting like a Louis Vuitton bag? Like, how's this working?
Okay.
No, honey, it's the...
In addition, 20% of the net profit from the event will be
the Gucci bag, yeah.
Evenly split among all the fighters. Okay.
Okay. So this is where I starting to have a lot of opinion, but okay, go ahead and
Well,
finish.
I mean, if it's a charity event, I don't know why they need to get paid, personally.
To me, okay, at this point, what you're describing is not a charity event because I don't see any mention of charity.
But then,
but just don't call it a charity event.
But let's say, how many fighters are there in total? Like,
and I don't think they actually ever say this to him, but like, again, I showed this in the last clip. Harley was talking about how he wasn't getting paid equally and that LA Beast was offered more money or something than him. So when he contacted the event people through his manager or whatever, they said there was no more money in the budget to allocate to the fighters to make it equal shares. But then he finds out later, and he's not surprised. Shocking. That shocks me because like the money that could have gone to the fighters to make the equal payments and stuff, as like understood by everybody when the event was happening, was going to go to Ian and Anissa. Like that was their safety fund. That's why they couldn't pay the fighters equally.
20, maybe 18. So you'd have, yeah.
It's like what, you can't sacrifice 1% of that, so everybody's like making the same amount of money.
So 20. Let's say there's 20 fighters, so each fighter gets 1%
the guy
of the net
Keemstar
profit.
Orbiter,
Then
Mr.
splash cut
Oreo.
over to further 34% profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anissa is also being redistributed.
Now, do you think when Ian and Anissa graciously stepped down and let other people run the event, they took some kind of payout? Do you think that happened? Do you think that like, well, they sacrificed the event, they sold the name, they moved out of it completely, and it had absolutely nothing to do with like, I feel like they probably got a paycheck, right?
Distributed among the fighters following their departure. Now,
I highly doubt they just did this out of the kindness of their heart and gave away their assets.
Friends.
Losing money costs you nothing.
And they probably should be transparent about that while they're sitting here saying all this stuff.
That's easy to say, buddy. You know. By the way, AB.
Like, how much did they profit from destroying this charity event and walking away? It had to have been a lot.
Welcome back to the game, baby. What are we at today in the stock market? I am a fully licensed financial advisor, Harley. If you have financial questions, please field them now.
I've seen it on your story posts, and I fully trust them.
I mean, my track record is fairly good, I would say. So they've been yoinking 34%.
S&P's down today.
Yeah,
barely. No,
yeah, but
dude,
it's just, you brought it up. So.
It's not, man, you don't know. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. If you're going to look at one day.
Well, just you asked how he did today, and I'm telling you, it's down.
I didn't ask what's it at today.
It's down in the past 4 days.
Do you know what it's down today? 0.0081%.
You brought it up, and you said, "Hey, AB, how you looking?" And then we looked it up, and it's down.
Well,
it's red.
Here you go. How about let's pull it out and do it like grown-ups. You know what I mean?
Jesus. Well, all I know is that fucking not Ethereum, XRP is just getting mauled, dude.
Well,
I have lost so much. I'm kidding.
People were panic selling. Did I ask how what's the stock market today?
No, you said
that's fabricated.
No financial advice. Financial advice.
You need to lose everything you have.
There was an obvious implication.
What is 34% of negative 250,000? I don't know, bro.
Justice for this.
There was an obvious implication from your question.
I hope you lose everything.
The truth, what actually happened, you said the S&P is up, and I was like, oh, let's go. And then I Googled it, and it was red. And then
not today.
laughed.
I mean, when I talk about the S&P being up, I'm not talking about, dude, I don't see the world in blips of one day. I mean, I don't move at, I see things on a much wider, higher angle.
Jesus. All right, can we get back to the thing?
Except
wasn't it supposed to be locked in on the knuckle? Isn't it supposed to be
date?
Oh God, the watch talk is still here, bro. What the fuck?
Crazy. It's nice.
If he had his arm cruise, he was straight. You know what? My wrist.
Fairness. That's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, and I saw Tom Cruise. He was the watch was in on the.
I think that.
I don't know if they're going to show Mudahar here.
So
some ordinary gamer said, "I agree with Ethan. You guys need to look beyond the one day." Ethan's the one who brings it up every day. He's the one that's watching it. I'm trying to tell. I agree that you shouldn't look at it.
Who's taking my fully licensed?
No, this is
fully
accredited. You misunderstand the situation.
Okay, Jesus Christ, I don't know what happened there.
The Holocaust was
video.
Obviously it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments on people, gay people, handicaps, twins, and obviously they were obviously Jewish.
That clip hits the same every single time, dude. I love that.
Muda texted you.
I love how it's like an afterthought. The Jews are like,
or they did it on Jewish people.
Yeah, I think they did it on Jews too.
I'll send it in the podcast. So you focus.
How can I focus now that I know there's a picture?
Mudahar has sent you a picture of his.
Thank you, Muda.
All right, back to Creator Clash.
With them, but I don't really like working with content creators. Because of basically how it turned out in the end, how it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But initially, I'm picky with who.
It is crazy that like years after Epic Mealtime is kind of done, it's like fizzled out of it. Does he even still do Epic Mealtime? Harley is like the face of a charity organization fight. And doing like a press tour after, like, that is crazy, dude.
Who I would work with.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a whole new dynamic going on there, it's on a new date, fighters are backing out. It's kind of just, it is a different event. But
yeah, Creator Clash LA is not Creator Clash 3. That event is canceled.
Like, I mean, when you bring up the profit thing, I know someone was going to get paid. I know someone's going to make money, obviously. But because of all the bad vibes around the event, they have to kind of explain more things and be transparent about more things.
But again, the transparency report, all it told me is why the previous people who ran the event weren't transparent, because it's not satisfactory to read that and find out, like, for like an actual fact right now, the only way to donate to charity realistically, outside of doing like the little additional things that go to the Tiltify at the end, is to just like send a separate donation that's not part of the actual event profit.
So I'm just curious, like, how much does Aaron make from Creator Clash 3?
Ooh,
Sure, yeah, I think that's a totally fair. I think you're right. I think
Dude, how much money is going to the healthy horses, dude? I don't think any, but how much is going to Aaron's mom's horse charity, dude? We gotta keep those horses healthy, dude.
full transparency here is needed. Frankly, I'm surprised that they even
I still think it's all cancer money, right? There's no like healthy horses this year.
want to fucking do this. To me, that
I
seems like
agree.
suicidal ambition. But he's dedicated. He wants to do it. He thinks he can pull it off. I mean, I know he's a big
Dude, goodbye horses, dude. They're crying, bro. It's over, dude. No happy horse charity this time.
like force, right, in the creator space. I
Don't tell Vosh. Yeah, he's not gonna go to this event because the happy horses aren't getting their money.
think.
The animals are leaving. No, dude, we finally figured out what Invader V was saying, dude. When the happy horses didn't get any Creator Clash money, that's why the animals are leaving.
So maybe he can do it. I feel like it's running uphill, and I feel like as much. I'm rooting for them. I feel like there's no chance in hell this succeeds.
To me, it's too hard.
I'm still not really rooting for them. I got to be honest with you.
Everybody's so burned out.
It's too hard to separate it from what's happened so far.
Yeah, the brand
It
is
is
ruined.
still Ian and Anissa's.
If they put Tipster on the card, I will shill this event. I will be the biggest Creator Clash shill ever if Tipster fights on this card. And you know, they put on a bunch of has-been YouTubers. No offense, Tipster, but they put a bunch of has-beens on these cards anyway, so it's not outrageous to think they could put Tipster on it.
Creator Clash, and
I really like you.
the downfall of it is still happening.
I would buy multiple tickets if Tipster was fighting.
In
That
front
would
of us.
save
So
the
like
event,
it's
yeah.
hard to already be like, oh, it's a new thing now. This is a whole new thing, and let's get excited about it again. It's like, no, I don't know. It's still crashing.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Well, this is aimed so much lower. You know, the palladium is 20% the size.
Isn't palladium the material that was inside of Iron Man's chest? Like they had to remove the palladium with the new reactor. Is that like a really autistic Iron Man reference that I've just made? That was the thing that was making him sick, right? The palladium.
Of the
Holy fuck, dude. My brain dude, I have a photographic memory for things that don't matter. Does anyone feel that? I can tell you what we had, a conversation that I had in a phone call at Augie in 2020. I can literally like do the whole conversation right now. But like but if it's about like physics or chemistry, dude, I know nothing about it.
Out of Amelie Arena. Yeah, and Amelie Arena is like 18 or 20,000.
Yeah.
So it's.
Have you seen the title? Sorry. Have you seen the title?
By the way, that is what kept me so decent at YouTube drama, is just being able to like remember all of this stuff. If I lost my extreme autistic YouTube drama memory fixation, I would be done, dude. I'd have to quit.
Title matchup here, Harley.
Tubbo?
Can you see it? TBD versus TBD.
So
Nicholas!
you think they have a fighter? I think they have someone by
Dude, the big fight right now. Oh, wait, this is interesting. Harley thinks that they're just like not announcing the fight because of the drama.
way, or they have a match secretly. I think they have something.
You know what I think he's alluding to here? And I think because they were trying to find a person for iDubbbz to fight, remember? But now, obviously, that's not happening because iDubbbz isn't affiliated with the event anymore. But I thought they were looking for someone to fight iDubbbz to save the event.
Thing that they're
But it can't be that now because they're not associating.
planning on revealing like a big fight.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
What? Oh, I watched part of this yesterday. Harley goes on explaining something like important, and then Ethan just says, "Sorry, I cut you off," abruptly, and then they just stop talking about it. I was like, wait, what? Like, wait, what are you talking about?
I don't even know what I was saying.
Okay,
It wasn't
fair
important.
enough.
Wait, did they button out? What happened?
Planning on revealing like a big fight.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
I don't even know what I was saying.
It wasn't a button because they didn't move.
It wasn't
fair
important.
enough. But yeah, your opponent dropped out LA Beast, who we were, talking about what a great, nice guy he is. Freddie Wong, who, this poor guy, that guy's a professional. He's a class.
He's got a movie he's trying to promote. He can't.
No, iDubbbz can't be affiliated with this event. They're not going to book him for shit.
The time he took off, he tours with his show around Europe and stuff, and he made a movie, he's making a new movie, and he's got to promote it, and he's learning how to fight for that and choreography. Like he took that time, and the fact that it got moved, he can't take.
Yeah, it's like, dude, hey, are you guys gonna be free some random weekend at the end of the year? Fucking no, of course not. Wait, no, what? And you know what's fun? We don't know if the fighters are getting like compensated. We know they're getting additional training money, but we don't know if the fighters who are dropping out because the event got moved like a month before or a couple weeks before. We have no idea if they're getting any money now. So if Freddie Wong is getting compensated, because we know Lena wasn't. I think they should make these people whole. If they're gonna fucking pay out this money to everybody and use that entire 34% to pay other YouTubers and stuff, I think they should make Lena whole. I think they should make Freddie whole. Obviously, Harley is whole because he got the money ahead of time. But that's how they should be investing back with this money that they're taking from Ian and Anissa.
Take that extra time. So it and I know he was really looking forward to this. So they're rough.
And even worse, what LA Beast had said is that, you know, he had a newborn. That he was, you know, he didn't get to spend as much time with.
Dude, that's yeah. He didn't get to see his fucking newborn to train for a fight. But like the orchestrators were like, "Hey guys, we're actually gonna make this about a fucking desert war instead." Sorry, I know this might come as a shocker to you. I know you've spent a lot of time training and you didn't see your kid that much, dude. But you missed a lot of
Nicholas,
this
the goat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Family
for
as he wanted because he was
man.
training for this, and that you just can't get that time back. You know what I mean? You can't get that time back. So, you know. But the good news is that I think is important for us all to bear in mind is that Anissa has never been happier.
True.
Zach, you got that one lined up for me?
Give me 1 sec. Sorry.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
You know how much I spent on this house?
It's a nice room.
Huge place in Hollywood.
Nice ambience.
But I truly am genuinely the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah, just
winner.
bear that in mind as we plow through this story. So let's watch.
We what through this what? We what?
Creative Clash 2 and 1 by a single point still counts.
And I'm Aaron. I fought and lost, and then fought and won in Creator Clash.
It was like a Rocky 2 moment.
Yeah.
You lost in Rocky 1, but you won.
Yeah, 2 was a big comeback for me, so I appreciate that.
Can you just pause this for a second? Did you know that it was me that beat him up? I was.
He's trying to say, yeah, I'm actually the guy who beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
We're talking about a charity event. Everybody going to the event feels good about if the event does well, charities get more money.
It makes people more generous. It makes people open their pockets.
It makes the influencers be more invested.
They're more generous with their time.
It's like if Games Done Quick had a cap, and that was fundraised and everything else was separate. It wouldn't have that endless sky's the limit. Oh, last year's Creator Clash fundraised this amount or whatever. You know what I mean? I guess like there is no ceiling cap for it. But
yeah, again, we went over this last time, but it's like it makes sense to do the Tiltify as a last resort, but what they did was wrong. Like, yeah, Tiltify is great. If the event loses money, it guarantees money goes to charity. 100%. This is good news, Mark, dude. The charity can be bees. It's very good. But that's always supposed to be secondary to the event profit, right? A percentage of the profit needs to still go to charity. You can't just give up and do a for-profit charity with a fucking GoFundMe. That's insane. that is a crazy person's logic. So yeah, I don't necessarily have an issue with the concept of this. It's the execution that's bad.
The fighters don't have the motivation to promote the event in that case.
Well,
there's no like
enough,
it's just a separate. They're two separate things. They just feel different. Like right now, the fundraiser happened. The Creator Clash fundraiser happened, but like there's still people boxing. But the financial success of that isn't going to charity. So the charity aspects.
It's not a charity event. That's like people
not
said,
a charity.
It's like going to a Taco Bell and they've got a little plastic
tip jar
piggy bank for a quarter for starving kids. And so it's a charity Taco Bell.
Yeah, no, dude. You ever go to a dude. It's like you go to the thing and it's like the Salvation Army tip jar where people put like pennies into it. You go to like a bagel joint in New York. Every single one of these has it. right? You could just put like you could put a penny in the jar or whatever, and they'll send it to like the Salvation Army or something. It's like this bagel is a charity store, dude.
Charity restaurant. No, it's not.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true.
not.
It's they've made it two separate things.
Yes.
So
people
the
can
boxing
donate.
event is not a charity event.
Charity's an afterthought, literally. Like he went from like, oh, we've safeguarded charity. How? Well, we've given up on it. Guys, we've ensured that we won't fail at charity again. How? Well, we've decided not to do it for charity. That way, we can't let you down.
Right.
You have
if,
to pony
if
up.
I'm buying a ticket to the event, I'm not donating. I still need to go and donate.
What about the cherry tea? How did Ethan ruin the cherry tea?
Cherry! Cherry! You're gonna make me homeless, Cherry! You're gonna make me homeless, Cherry! Dude, Cherry, no!
Separately if I want to donate.
Who the fuck's doing that? If you want
For me, that's so confusing. Like when I make
It's
a t-shirt
different.
for charity and Teddy Fresh, people are buying the shirt, and money from the shirt profit goes to charity. So I'm making less profit because I want to do a charity.
You're not making anything.
Yeah.
You're donating your time, your company's time, your workers' time, your production time. Your
And guess what? It's time for EHD! Jesus.
Your production means.
But that's what makes it a charity.
Exactly. That's what makes it a charity.
Because for the customer, you get to just buy a thing.
They're missing.
And know that your money goes to charity and get a thing.
I think they're missing the whole point of doing a
I'm
charity,
so
which is the
confused.
charity aspect.
I need like charity
See,
to
part
pay for
of
new
doing
land
charity
cable.
is there's a charity aspect to it. I think they're missing that part.
They forgot. They're like, holy fuck, wait, what do we do? Wait, when does the money go to the charity? This is the charity.
Yeah. Creator Clash 1 was a different setup. It had you
Nicholas!
Thank you!
The GOAT. I appreciate it.
the
we hit the goal
boxing
like a
event
while ago, I
raised
think.
the money, and it did a good job. You know what I mean? The second one obviously didn't. And you know, fighters got paid, and they got paid an amount, and you know, it was something that people spoke about after the first event. But fighters got paid, but because the event raised 1.2 million, people didn't care if a bunch of fighters got 50K.
All right,
You know?
Harley and me disagree here. I don't think that people knew fighters got 50K in Creator Clash 1. I don't think they knew that. And I'll tell you why they didn't know that, because it would have come up more during the Creator Clash 2 controversy. Like, wait, you guys got 50K last time? That would have been something that came up. And it really didn't. I think that there were people who knew, and there were ways to find out, but I think the vast majority of people thought like, dude, you know what? I think it's Charizard Elena. Where's Charizard Elena's video about Creator Clash where she talked about Froggy Fresh? Like, you watch these videos and they just morally grandstand about how they're boxing for charity and they're putting their body on the line for charity. It was so common during this time that I don't think that people turned around and said, yeah, it is for charity, but you made 50 grand. That's such an easy dunk. We would have argued it if we'd known. Alana Pierce... she's probably deleted this video. Creator Clash 2. I could have sworn she did this in her video.
It's just, there's no charity event that works like that. It's just
The other
bananas.
way they're using it is like, how dare you criticize a charity event?
That's the other thing. These people have been going, Ethan's trying to fuck with the...
Hello, everyone. Welcome to...
Yo, let's go! Guess who's got the unlisted link, motherfucker? All right, we can figure it out now. Let's say, sorry.
Lana IRL, where I'm finally doing a Q&A about my boxing match, which is just over 2 weeks away.
I want to hear the Q&A!
Which is wild. It looks like it's going to be in front of about 20,000 people, and however many people buy the pay-per-view to watch the stream. I'm just trying not to think about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder why. Now 2 weeks away from the boxing match, I wonder why she's worried about who's buying the pay-per-views. In hindsight, I've never watched this in hindsight. I'm so excited.
That is also why I have this nice bruised eye, and I have effectively...
After this, we're going to move on to the Mudahar segment. I'm pretty much done with the other one.
I just like stopped wearing makeup and probably won't in any content for the next 2 weeks because I just have to work out so much. that it would just sweat off. So what's the point? So I meant to do this Q&A ages ago, but wanted to wait until I officially had boxing merch available. The goal of which is to have it shipped to everybody in time for the match so you can wear it on match day, which is like so exciting to me. I think that support.
All right, I got that part.
And a poll. Check it out. It's all very cool. Shipping internationally. Very excited about it.
Where does she talk about?
But now let's get to the questions. And the first one is one that I don't even need to cite a particular comment because I'm getting this question on a like daily basis, I would say. And I have.
What is her first question she's going to answer regarding her upcoming boxing match?
Been for the past several months since this was announced in January. Literally daily, people are asking me this question. Why did I agree to a boxing match after just having had brain surgery?
What? Okay, okay. Wait, I didn't know that was coming. I forgot that was in here. That's a good question. It's actually a good. I'm actually interested to know this. Wait, what?
Gist of the question. So for anyone who doesn't know,
dude, holy shit, dude, there's actually a fucking twist here.
I had surgery,
and she won. She had brain surgery and won her match. That's crazy.
In May last year to prevent migraines. The reason I got the surgery in the first place was that my migraines were so bad that I couldn't even drink water, so I couldn't take any painkillers. I would just be vomiting for like 18 hours straight.
Bro, you should just be like me, dude. Only drink seltzer, you'll be fine.
And as they were starting to happen slightly more frequently, it was like increasing my chances of brain damage. It got pretty serious to the extent that the doctors were like, if you want to try this option, we're not 100% sure on it, but give it a try.
Dude, now I get why her never mind. Now I know why her takes are so bad.
And I was like, please free me from this migraine hell. They were really bad and really messed up a lot of my life. And the truth is that if I still had the migraines, there's no way that I would have been able to do this. Not only would it probably have made it worse, or that I would have, had a migraine.
No, this is some warrior shit. I can't bitch.
Under the lights in the stadium or something, but
Nicholas,
I just wouldn't have been able to commit to the amount of training that I had to do. There's just no way. But, and I clearly have miscommunicated this by accident, migraine surgery, it's called nerve decompression surgery or migraine surgery if you want to look it up and find out.
That's fucking crazy.
Any round, basically, I did not have to touch either of those. Messing around with your nerves.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Migraines triggered by boxing. That's not a thing that's documented, but I guess that could potentially happen in some freak accident. But boxing is not going to recover the nerves that were changed or like put them back to.
Okay, so she's just risking a different type of brain injury for charity. Okay,
being punched in the face all the time.
Good for her though. Yeah,
I have
agree.
A split lip virtually every second week. Again, this eye here sure is something. It sucks. But there.
By the way, I love when you see Just a Minx when she's talking about boxing, because you never know if Minx was in like a drunken bar feud or she's doing like training, right? She'll always have two fucking black eyes. Like every other week, she's got like a different black eye. Or both of her eyes are black eyes. You don't know if she's in like a drunken stupor or it's during training.
There are like two facets of that. One is that it's an exhibition match, which means that they know that we're amateurs, and if it even looks like somebody's going to get hurt, the fight will just get called. They're not going to let anyone have the crap beat out of them. I think one of the fights last year was called in less than like 30 seconds.
Minx is like a feral hedgehog or something.
If it looks like it's very uneven or that somebody's going to get seriously injured.
I just looked it up and it's not even brain surgery. Well,
the referees will call the fight. I feel like I am in...
Dude, don't fucking criticize her. She just had brain surgery. She doesn't know.
Very safe hands across the board from everybody who's punching me in the face. I'm more concerned like driving in a car in LA than I am getting into this boxing match, to be honest. And yes, I may have bruises and maybe I break my nose or bust something. Like it's possible that...
Like even if she had brain surgery, all right? I still think she'd win a spelling bee against Minx.
An incredible opportunity and something I would absolutely never do otherwise. And it's something I will remember forever. And this whole process has been really cool in a whole bunch of ways. If I break my nose, I break my nose. Like, I'm not concerned about my face. But for the injury part, like, there's so many dangerous things that we do day to day that I'm willing to take the risk. Sitting in a car in LA is like a slow death wish. I came off differently, of course, clearly by some of my comments, but my attitude is like, YOLO.
All right, so why are we doing this fight?
And I hate that I said that, but that's pretty much it. It's like, you only live once. This is so cool and exciting, and it's all for charity, of course. I'm such a big proponent of doing things for charity.
But what is it's all for? It's all for charity. This is how the fighters are talking about it. It's all for charity, right?
A big thing that drives my entire online experience.
That's so fucking crazy. Now, keep in mind, she's now like the speaking head, or one of the speaking heads of CCLA. It's all for charity. This is how they talk about it. That's why people didn't know.
Experience. So I am all in. You said, hey, Alana, just wondering if you had any input on the Froggy Fresh Creator Clash situation.
Dude, I had brain surgery. Question 2. What do you think about Froggy Fresh here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about this too much. There are a lot of people already talking about this a lot. And obviously while I am currently contracted to Creator Clash to perform a service for them, I do not represent Creator Clash. I'm not a PR spokesperson. That's not how it works. I used to be such a big...
Wait, what is pierceboxing.com? Did she have 4... You can't see it anymore. It's been taken down. Was she doing merch for Creator Clash?
Big fan of Tyler. It's not to say that I'm not a fan of him now or anything, but I think the whole situation's a real bummer. For anyone who doesn't know, basically one of the fighters got dropped. And it was because of breach of contract and the breach of...
Keep in mind, all right, when fucking... When Froggy got dropped, like, he was fighting with Anissa's mom on Twitter who was talking shit. You know what I mean? Like, this was like a mutual endeavor that was happening.
Contract. I don't have even full understanding of everything that happened here, but he basically, like, he broke contract in a way that if I had done it at my job working for PlayStation, I would have been fired. So, like, that's that part of it. One thing that I would like to take the opportunity to clear...
I have found the Pierce Boxing merchandise, but it's obviously not helpful. So supposedly she was doing pre-order merchandise for like a shirt or a hoodie or a boxing shirt or a zip up. And I imagine this was probably, maybe this was to raise money to help the charity, but this is long gone. I don't know what this is.
Clear up just because there's a lot of misinformation about it, is some people, including all of the big YouTubers who just love jumping on this stuff without like really digging into it, which is always so frustrating.
Calling out us because we were doing, it's literally calling out me, Keemstar, Turkey Tom, like the people who were talking about it, yeah.
I've made a bunch of commentary about Froggy Fresh getting sued by Creator Clash, which is absolutely not true.
Yeah, the reason why people thought that he was getting sued by Creator Clash, just for context, is because they sent him like a cease and desist in the mail and said that if he doesn't give back the training money after they dropped him like 3 weeks out from the event happening, that they would like seek it in court. That's why he thought he was getting sued. It wasn't like Stochastic suing terrorism or something.
So let me take the opportunity to say that because I don't think anybody else has yet. A lawyer sent a document, but that document is not litigation and it's not them trying to sue him.
Why did the lawyer send the document if it wasn't to make Froggy think that he was getting sued?
Essentially, Tyler, Froggy Fresh, was given $15,000 for training purposes. And for the record, I was not given that money. I don't know if anyone else was.
Which is hilarious because we now know that $15K is the guaranteed training purse that everybody gets, right? To like offset the training cost. So Alana, I don't know if she's like lying here or she'd agreed earlier that whatever the purse was going to be would go to charity. But like, I feel like she should know, like this is like what she's poor shaming Froggy right now. It's weird.
Purposes. And for the record, I was not given that money. I don't know if anyone else was. I think it was effectively like a financial aid for him specifically because I guess he requested it. I'm not entirely sure how that went down because he needed the help paying for training. I don't know how much money he spent. I don't think that I've spent $15,000 paying.
Bro, and it's crazy because we argue this with Harley, and Harley's like, yeah, of course they need this money for training, dude. Of course people need 15 grand for training.
For my training or my meals. It certainly costs thousands of dollars, but I don't think I would have spent anywhere near 50.
So then why are you distributing more money to the fighters then instead of giving it to charity? Why is that 34% going now back to the fighters?
15,
who are already making 20 on top of the 15K. These fighters are going to be making so much fucking money off of this charity event. It's crazy. They're literally getting like, they're distributing 54% of the event's profits, right? Back to the fighters. Instead of giving a percentage of that to charity. And that's not including the 15K they get for training.
What they did was send him a letter saying, hey, can we have the $15,000 back?
Nicholas DeOrio
yeah, wait, that's a lie? Video. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she said later she gave that money away.
She said she donated her money to charity in the new video.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I know. It's
the reason they did that.
I mean, she's been extremely malicious throughout this.
What's the name of the guy, Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Thank you.
But he's no longer fighting because of breach of contract. He had to be replaced. That money that was given to him is just taken out of charity at this point. So essentially, they're not going to ask him for money he doesn't.
And we pointed this out last time. Big irony moment. It's taken out of charity. Ultimately, we would find out later that You know, just 2 short weeks later, we found out that $0 went there anyway. So if anything, it was taken out of iDubbbz's pocket because that 15,000 went to the. But wait, that's another thing, right? Did she send her money to charity because Froggy Fresh didn't give back the money? Or did she just lie and say that she never took that money here at all and didn't know it was coming? Or I don't know. Maybe she did that to offset Froggy? We don't know what happened after this, to be clear.
If he doesn't have the money, he doesn't have the money. And if he can't return it, the other clause was you can just keep it if you just stop talking about it, which I guess he's kind of said no to both options.
34
that is not
plus
them trying
20,
to...
less than 100%.
Wait, oh my god!
Where is he remaining 46% going? Does anyone know?
Yeah, it goes to like the stadium. It goes to event costs, like the stadium, the security, paying the staff, paying the person who comes out and does the event. That's where all the money goes to. It's all for like event cost. But wait, this is even funnier. Hold on.
Money. And if he can't return it, the other clause was you can just keep it if you just stop talking about it, which I guess he's kind of said no to both options. That is not.
Oh yeah, costs aren't profit. Sorry. Hold on. Hold on, chat. We've got a fucking accounting major in there to correct me. Thank you, accounting major. Okay, costs aren't profit. All right, they're probably going to the company that's been fucking tasked with making the event and stuff, or I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea.
Sue him. I think like that was an offer, but I don't think that's their way.
They're going to Aaron? Well, we don't know that for a matter of fact, so I'm not going to say it.
You don't do these things, we're going to sue you, and at no point did they ever say that. But the $15,000 thing, again, is not them suing him for $15,000. That's them asking him if they can have the money that they loaned him back for the fight, because that money is being taken out of the charity directly.
Now, they're not suing Froggy Fresh. What they're doing is they're asking him nicely. They're saying, Froggy, can you give back the 15 grand? They also gave him an option. He could keep the money if he just shuts the fuck up. Now, I don't understand, Froggy. Froggy, why are you not... Well, you're not getting sued, Froggy. There's no threat here. There's an opportunity, Froggy. There's an opportunity here for you to make that fucking money, but it sounds like you don't want to play ball.
Loaned him back for the fight because that money is being taken out of the charity directly, because that's how it works, right? They have to give money to the other fighter for training purposes, and if that's just $15,000 that they no longer have access to for somebody who's no longer participating in the fight, that is $15,000 wasted that otherwise would be going to one of these charities. So the dude is not being sued. Nobody is threatening to sue him. It's ultimately
nobody's threatening to sue him. They've just given him a legal ultimatum, and then he's chosen to ignore it.
Just being like, okay, if you have any of that money, can we put it towards the charity? If you have any left, rather than you just getting to keep it now that this has gone down. Chris said, hey, Alana, do you think you're going to win? I cannot wait to see it.
I love this. No, I'm going to get the shit beaten out of me.
I definitely do not think that I am going to win. And there are a number of reasons for that. Like most people's reactions when I say that is like, no, don't sell yourself short. Or like, oh, you won't win if you think that way. But there are a couple of reasons for it. One, I am not a competitive person and I have no desire.
Then why the fuck are you on the card? You're supposed to want to... Dude, this is why nobody cares about these boxing events. It's like, yeah, guys, I'm lining up to get the shit beaten out of me, guys. It's going to be super fun, guys.
To win.
Why would she address this? I don't know. They're not even competitive. Who the fuck wants to watch these people fight?
It's something that has like never really appealed to me in most things. There are some cases where I think winning something is important, but not things like this. I also think maybe it's like been drilled into me by the internet that like when I was nominated for a Shorty Award up against Total Biscuit, people were so mad that I was...
What? Dude, Total Biscuit, the ghost of Total Biscuit is turning hearing this right now.
Nominated against Total Biscuit. And then when I was nominated for Content Creator of the Year, people were like, why the fuck is Alana nominated? She doesn't deserve this or whatever.
I mean, she probably doesn't, to be clear.
And then I get nominated for Game Dev of the Year for a charitable organization that's basically like, it was the purpose of somebody who works in game dev, like doing things to better the industry, which is something I certainly think I'm trying to do. People were very upset about that. I think generally, like anytime I'm up for anything, especially because I never nominate myself for this stuff, I'm like, please leave me out of it. I don't need any of this. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to exist and make cool stuff. So I have no drive to win. It's not something that motivates me.
I have no drive. I have no drive to win, says the current face of Creator Clash.
It's not something that I have any fire for. I just want to do well. Like I want to do as well as I can. And that's actually a really difficult thing when going into a boxing match. Throughout the course of this, I've had multiple trainers. My trainer right now, his name's Christo. He's awesome. I see him as many times a week as I possibly can. Difficult to fit in with the fact that I still work a 9 to 6 job. But he, alongside many of the other trainers and other boxers I've spoken to, all tend to say, you know, your first fight in front of a crowd, you'll just forget stuff. Like, no matter what, your first few fights, the only stuff that you'll default to is the stuff that you don't have to think about. So like, kind of no matter what, we can do all the training in the world, but a lot of that stuff is just going to go out the window when it actually comes to the fight, because there's so much adrenaline and it's like such.
Oh my god, dude. All right, do we have anything else here? What is this one a main point that people go to?
So very normal. A lot of competition who works from. I don't look at a person. I just look at it as a like consenting opponent in a series of sparring matches that.
Dude, you're a consenting opponent. True.
For points, right? Like that's just how I'm going to try and frame it. So yeah, I'm still going to do my best. I should clarify that. I'm not going to throw it. I'm not going to try to not win. I just don't have the drive in that direction. My drive is just do well. Related to that, Evan asked, what has been the hardest part of this for you personally? Outside of not liking hurting people. Yeah, I had to gain a ton of weight and.
Okay. Let me see. No. Here, yeah. What is this here?
Super excited, very much looking forward to everybody's support or not. Just tune in. It's for charity. Whatever you want, man. Carlos, who said, I imagine you're wearing...
Dude, every time I hear that, it makes me laugh so fucking hard, dude. Dude, just tune in, bro. It's for charity. It's for charity. It's for charity. It's like burned a hole in my skull. And people who hate the event in 2025 didn't have to hear this. Like, you didn't have to see every time that you fought with somebody on social media for them to be like, you hate charity. It's for charity. You hate charity. It's for charity.
Headgear. No, we are not wearing headgear at all. And the reason for that is that it is not statistically proven to help. They stopped even wearing it in the Olympics.
Is that true? Headgear is not statistically proven to help?
So... we have 14-ounce gloves. We're not wearing headgear. I think we have crotch guards, but otherwise I'm pretty sure that's it. Headgear doesn't help. It can prevent like minor cuts and scrapes, but can actually make things worse because you're getting knocked about a little bit more. And my experience wearing headgear, which I have done now, is more so that it's
up for debate. Gotcha.
Like dumber with my head. I don't block as much because I feel like I have padding on my face. So I think wearing headgear like psychologically seems like a bad idea. Like, because I'm like, oh, there's already stuff on my face. I just like don't default to blocking.
Dude, all right, we're gonna end off this segment now. I do want to just show you this because this was one of the funniest things I ever saw. Creator Clash 2, an influencer-run boxing event, failed to raise money for charity. NBC News. Co-creator Ian Jomha. Every part of this article is funny. Everything in this article is absolutely fucking hilarious. Creator Ian Jomha, known as iDubbbz, so the event lost $250,000. Holy fuck, dude, this is great. Angela Yang, dude, wrote this. Creator Clash 2, a boxing charity event ran by online influencers, was unable to raise money for the 14 charities, dude. Holy shit. With one of the co-founders events saying it lost 250 grand. Creator Ian Jomha, known as iDubbbz, said after last year's successful event, he foolishly thought inviting more creators to spar for funds would translate to even more pay-per-view buys. However, efforts up to the 1.3 million raised last year for the Alzheimer's Association, the American Heart Association, and the Healing Horse Therapy Center. Aaron's mom. Hi, Aaron's mom. They were a bust. Despite it being a fun event, despite good fights and lots of creators sacrificing a lot of time, money, and energy, we lost $250,000 on the event. Oh my god. After the event, organizers typically started by paying off expenses. Broadcasting, hotel, travel, and other costs before paying the charities. Unfortunately, we didn't reach the break-even point. Jomha and the spokesperson did not immediately respond to questions for comment. Representative for the charities listed on the website, National Allegiance on Mental Illness, the Able Gamers Charity, the American Kidney Front, the Nicholas Charity Health Care Foundation, the Kids Cancer Foundation, and the Sarcoma Foundation of America, along with the American Heart Association, the Critical Role Foundation, the Longest Day, the Paralympic Sports Association, the Humane Society of New York, of the United States, the Merrimack Hall, the National Multiple Sclerosis fucking Society, dude, the Healing Horse Therapy Center also did not respond to requests for comment on Monday. I was wrong. I feel a lot of shame because a lot of people were trusting me and trusting our team to protect the event and protect the charities. It feels particularly bad because this isn't like a regular business where it's all personal loss and I can just walk away from it. In his video, he has amassed more than 131,000 views since it went live Monday afternoon. He attributed the loss of the event to, oh my god, dude. Arg, dude. Where is it, bro? Hold on. Where is it? Dude, where is this, bro? Where is this? Is this it?
Any way to behave?
No, where is this? Is it this? No, what the fuck was that, dude? That's not what I was looking for. No. Where's the fucking, hold on. Is it... In his video, there's amassed 131,000 views that went live on Monday
Nicholas,
afternoon.
The GOAT. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Jomha attributed the loss of the event due to lack of piracy prevention measures. Of the 1.3 million to 3 million people who accessed the broadcast, only about 50,000 paid to be there. On top of the piracy, he said Creator Clash 2 was more costly because of the larger arena and more elaborate broadcasting. By the way, the more elaborate broadcasting is that they had like Amaranth and Moist Critical do the broadcasting, I imagine. Maybe they paid for some cool looking cameras. But again, they're like, the ARG! The penis pill pirates have taken our booty! Like, that's what happened here. It had nothing to do with the fucking galas or the comedians. It's the fucking... And by the way, where does this stat come from? How does he know that between, by the way, this extremely vague, off by a couple fucking million number, 1.3 to 3 million people access this broadcast. Did he get like real numbers from Discord of how many people were in Creator Clash rooms, dude? Where the fuck did this happen? You're like, literally, source, I made it up. That's why I compare it to Dana White when he's like, you turned that on Monday, we got you, motherfucker. The fucking FBI are gonna kick down your door. Okay, yeah, we found him. We found one of those motherfuckers. Put it on, dude. See what happens. The event that brought unlikely internet celebrities together to box in April was expected to be larger this year. It was held at the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, which is double the size of last year's venue. There were 3 additional fights, as well as more commentators and charity partners. Booking hotels for creators and paying featured more fighters ensured additional expenses, Jomha said. In addition to Jomha and the other creators who participated in the event, where'd it go? Including Alex Wasabi, John Randall Hannigan, Harley Morenstein, Michelle Carr, Andrea Botes. Isn't she like a pornographer? I don't know. William Haynes, Chris Raygun, Haley Sharp, Marisha Ray, Myth Hundar, Aaron Hansen, Jarvis Johnson, Mika, Alana Pierce, Leonhardt, Crank Gameplays, Nathan Barnett, that's dad, obviously, AB, Jayla Ray, Abrelina Sabrina. Okay. Alright. Chat, does anyone know what Ablerina Sabrina does? Abelina Sabrina? Am I fucked up because the only thing that I know is that she had like the epileptic pregnancy? That's the only thing I know. Wait, chess? Wait, what about chess? Oh, fuck, wait. Oh my god, I just slandered it. I just slandered Botes. Apparently Botes does chess. Alright, button out. Dude. Apparently it's not porn, it's chess. Sorry, I apologize to Adriana Botes. I thought, you know who I mixed her up with? Who's the girl from Twitch who fell in the ball pit? Hold on, wait. Twitch ball pit. Who fell in the ball pit at Twitch? The foam pit. It was... I mixed her up with Adriana Chechik. Yeah. Dude, at Twitch, bro, this fucking girl jumped in a foam pit that was just concrete, and she, like, broke her fucking spine. Twitch streamer Adriana Chechik had back surgery because of Twitch. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, her utopic pregnancy. I don't know. Does Alabrina Sabrina make content? I just thought she was like Gus Johnson's like ex-fiance or something. Ectopic. How many times do we... Why was it filled with concrete? It was just like a bunch of foam on a concrete floor or something. And she had jumped... I'm sorry, Adriana Botes. I really apologize for that. I thought I mixed the two of you up, dude. It's Adria, not Adriana. That's why you're getting confused. Clearly I can't read either. Dude, the memory's going. Jack Manifold
I
and
recommend
Dakota
watching
Olave.
Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Jesus Christ. This is a fucking mess of a segment. In the weeks before the fight, the organizers had faced some backlash when they announced that YouTube rapper Tyler Cassidy, known as Froggy Fresh, been dropped from the lineup because he violated the event's
I
code of
recommend
conduct.
watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
He also alleged that Jomha
Why are
threatened
you
him with a
talking
lawsuit.
Twitch ball pits? Don't you know children are getting obliterated in Gaza?
Dude, come on, bro! Yeah, why did you say obliterated? Why did you say that name, dude? Why did you write it like that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, fucking Exodia is working for the IDF. What the fuck, dude? It's you know what that reminds me of? Do you guys remember when Deji's dog was killed? It was I'm sorry, it's such a fucked up joke. It was like, guys, Deji's dog has been destroyed. And that's how they refer to dogs being put down in the UK. It's like the dog's been fucking atomized. Wait, scarce Deji dog. I don't know why people word it like that. Fuck, I wrote dong. Dog. I added an N. What is this?
Okay. Yeah, hey, I want that knocked down. Deji's dog, it got put down.
Oh my.
What the fuck? That wasn't the clip I was looking for. Whoa. Yo, what the fuck? That wasn't the clip. That wasn't the clip. Hold on. It's wait. Destroyed? Yeah, dude, look at this. You gotta hear John Scarce deliver this fucking line. This is insane.
And his dog Tank actually ran up to her and he ended up biting her, and it was actually a very serious situation because the woman was badly injured. So the authorities said here that they might actually have to destroy the dog. They might actually have to kill the freaking dog here.
YouTube star Deji's dog to be destroyed.
Nicholas, the goat.
Like they hit it with a laser.
$5, my man.
Her, and it was actually a very serious situation because the woman was badly injured. So the authorities said here that they might actually have to destroy the dog. They might actually have to.
It's just been annihilated. It's been atomized, gone, reduced to atoms. What will you have after 500 years, Mark? Your dog is like a pet to me. Holy shit. Okay, back to what we were doing. Sorry. Sorry. In the weeks before the fight, the organizers had faced some backlash when they kicked Froggy Fresh out of the event. Cassidy said he was never given notice of the violations, and that Jomha threatened him with a lawsuit, asked him to return the $15,000 he received for training expenses. In an interview in April ahead of the event, Jomha denied suing or planning to sue Cassidy, but added that the organizers asked him to repay the training expenses so they could put the resource money towards a new fighter. Following the decision to drop Cassidy, the backlash and speculation over the reason why he was removed fueled numerous YouTube drama videos. Fans threatened to boycott the event, with some accusing the organizers of being disingenuous about their charitable efforts. Hey, I wonder why. In a Monday video, Jomha addressed those directly. There are some people floating rumors around that we're pocketing money from Creator Clash, and that's extreme.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo.
Yo,
Mr.
dude,
Oreo.
in response to the rumors that we have pocketed money from our previous event, we've decided to take 34% of the profits in the next event. That's so funny, dude. Holy shit. Because it's been nothing but the opposite. He said adding the event had come at a huge sacrifice. So in the future, in response to these allegations, he put it in writing that he was going to get 34% off the profit, dude. Holy fuck, dude. Wow. Oh, man. I want to make it more right, adding, while he's okay with the organizers messing up and taking a financial hit, he is not okay with charities not getting money. In the video's caption, Jomha wrote he aims to upload the broadcast on Tuesday. Dude, Angela Yang went off, bro. Angela, you've got another thing to write here. Oh, God. Yeah, he violated the event's code of conduct. Charities listed on the event's website. Yeah, this is funny.
Hello, everyone. It's their trauma. That was booked the creator hotel when we did. I don't think we would have had nearly as many creators show up to show support. And our pay-per-view numbers actually could have been hurt by that. We also had events...
Dude, nobody fucking knows who went to your hotel room, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think... Dude, the pay-per-view numbers weren't based off of the people that they saw on the premises the day before. Yeah, you're supposed to sell for like the 6 months ahead of that.
The day before the fight and the day after the fight, so that, you know, fighters and friends and family could come together and process their trauma. That was sort of paramount for me because the first year we did the fight and then...
Dude, it's like we needed to have an entire second gala because I felt like a total pussy at the end of the first one. And I just felt sad on the plane home after I'd gotten the shit beaten out of me.
I went to bed. I got the shit kicked out of me by Dr. Mike. And then I went to bed. And then I woke up. The hotel was empty. And then I got on a flight and traveled 5 hours with my face completely swollen back to...
Now, did he show,
Back to Seattle.
Back to Seattle. Did he show... Where did Creator Clash get posted? It was here, right? Dude, he got punched so hard in the head. I'm pretty sure he gave, Lou Gehrig's, like, fucking... Today, I declare myself, the most charitable man on the planet. Like, the CTE took over, dude.
That gave all the fighters right there. Dude, come with me. Come over in this corner. Come here. I'm gonna go up here. You're tall. You just hold it right there. Say it with me. One more fight.
Yeah, I feel like that aged badly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a good place to end it, actually. It's like a poo. This is where you just, like, let it fall into the toilet. Fight another day. No, I think that's actually okay. I think 2 is good. No, I think this is fine. Yeah! No.
Okay. Hey, big dog. I gotta ask you.
I did not call him Apu. That's not what I said. That's not what I fucking said. Clip it. No, it's not what I said. No.
Something. In front of all these people that you brought here for a good cause.
Stop saying I said that, Chad. I didn't say that.
In front of the 100,000 people watching live around the world right now.
Well, he didn't. What little did you know, there were 1.3 million people watching in Discord.
One more fight at your boy.
If you insist, Alex.
Yeah!
By the way, he later went on to never fight again, just to be clear.
Nicholas,
funny enough, iDubbbz would never fight again after that.
Let's give it up for your winner, Alex Wasabi.
I don't think Alex Wasabi has done anything since this fight. This is the last time he's been seen in public. Why are they're putting gummy worms all over him? I know he caught one of those. He just wasted a whole thing of gummy worms.
I am here.
Dude, you know what those gummy worms were? Those were the Cancer Kids gummy worms. They went all over the floor. If they donated those gummy worms, it would have been more money than the event donated in charity, those Cancer Kids.
I am here with iDubbbz. iDubbbz, it was an absolutely hell of a fight.
Dude, what? Dude, is that...
I just saw Keffel's tweet.
Why did Ludwig 2 just say... This was Ludwig 2's big moment, and he just said that.
Nick, I can't believe that you called him Apu. That is so
Stop!
terrible. You must be destroyed by the John Mamas.
Dude, this is great. Wait. Alright, I've been planning on having this speech the entire time. Alright, I've been ready for this moment. They've paid me good money to say it.
Here with iDubbbz. iDubbbz, it was an absolutely hell of a fight.
It was an absolutely hell of a fight. Awesome, man. Thanks.
What would you...
Do you see the huge Fansley ad right behind his head? How much did they pay? Do we know how much Fansley was sponsoring this event as well?
I'd like to say to all your fans and supporters that were rooting...
Yeah, dude, Fansley's. Guys, this video is brought to you by Fansley. Fisting cancer. We're gonna fist cancer together.
For you here today.
I don't know.
I got punched in the face and then I pooed my pants and...
Ah, that's it. It's hard.
People think he's actually crying because of the fight, but he's actually crying because somebody flashed the numbers to him to see how much they raised.
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone. You know,
today, hey, I declare myself so.
I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and you know, thank you for.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Dude, I can't even get over it, dude. I don't mean to be a dick, all right? But they just look like skateboards. You know? They have the skateboard aesthetic.
Now, I know Creator Clash had partnered with 15 charities for this event.
Oh, no!
Could you just tell us what these charities mean to you?
No!
Yeah, I think I appreciate all the charities. I think they're doing wonderful jobs in their, you know, respective fields. The one that means the most to me is, you know, submitted by my wife, Anissa, the Alzheimer's Association.
Why?
Is,
it's okay. They didn't even remember. They didn't get the money.
They're doing really good work for, you know, people with a...
Do they know? No, they don't know. They didn't even know what Creator Clash was.
Extremely debilitating disease, and
I stole that joke from Buckley.
Yeah, that's the one.
Dude, the Alzheimer's Association was actually super stoked for Creator Clash too, because they thought they'd been paid.
No, I am not.
You know?
Why would so many people be
Dude,
Googling that?
when they were requested to comment, they thought they got paid.
I just saw Keffel's tweet.
Thank you for everything. You and Anissa. I know how much hard work went into this event. You guys raised a ton of money for good causes. Let's just give it up for iDubbbz and Anissa.
Amazing.
Gentlemen, somebody's cutting onions. I don't know, man. That was super emotional.
Yeah, dude, this is like the time that I...
Keemstar Orbiter.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. This is like the time I shoved the dildo up my butt. Yeah, it's really funny, dude.
I'll just speak for myself when I say it's hard, man. It's hard to recreate these kind of moments. Creator Clash 2 brought us everything that we wanted and more. It brought us a main event we couldn't have imagined. It did what no...
Oh, of course now he's not going to talk. Critical was the guy who almost said something right there.
Other event.
Wait, what?
It brought us a main event we couldn't have imagined. It did what no other event...
Wait, hold on. I missed what he just said. What did they just say?
I'll just speak for myself when I say it's hard, man. It's hard to recreate these kind of moments. Creator Clash 2 brought us everything that we wanted and more. It brought us a main event we couldn't have imagined.
Well, I mean, there's probably one more thing it could have brought, right? There's like, if you had one more thing, right? Just one more thing, like you're an iPhone fucking reveal by Steve Jobs, the one more thing would be money for charity.
It did what no other event in our space does. And
it donated $0 for charity. No other charity has ever done this before.
Give back to charities across
it didn't do that.
The world. And lastly, for me, guys,
I'm telling you, that's the whole thing for the event is charity, 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 charity.
It just...
Can somebody make a compilation where they go through and they pull every time charity is mentioned in the 5-hour broadcast?
It made me believe that not only is Alex Wasabi one of the better fighters in our scene, but iDubbbz is an absolute dog. Charlie, what are you saying, man?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is just like that one time that I slapped the dildo across my face and I watched the Last of Us Part 2.
Dude, that's a man that he just doesn't quit. He ate a ton of punishment last year from Dr. Mike. He goes up against Alex Wasabi. This year he gets absolutely disciplined in a couple rounds as well, but he does not go down.
Poop fart, poop fart.
He still did not get knocked down. I was completely wrong with my prediction. I thought this would end by a KO. It didn't. In fact, it didn't even come close. There wasn't a moment where I thought, well, maybe iDubbbz dies here. He held his own.
Dude, this is what they paid for.
There wasn't a single moment where I was like, holy shit, iDubbbz is gonna fucking die, dude.
That's what they paid for the broadcasting. Holy shit. Wait, can we see show transcript charity? Let's see how many times the word charity comes up. Charity. Charity gets said, wow, only 20 times. Holy shit.
Excited. We are here for you guys. And again, let's not forget the biggest reason we're here, fellas. This being one of the greatest charity events that you will find. 15 charities here tonight.
Oh no. Oh no, dude. It's one of the greatest charity events ever, he says 5 minutes into the broadcast.
Match coming. Thanks, guys.
Hi guys, I'm here.
Yeah, where'd all the budget go? Why the fuck is Ninja talking to Amaranth?
With Dakota.
Dude, Ninja's high as fuck, bro.
Right now, tell us, Dakota, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, feeling great. You know, we're all here for charity.
It's
and,
Fentanyl Ninja. What's happening? Why are his eyes so fucking red?
Yeah, so I've heard you've been in a fight before. So you've been practicing how long exactly?
I want to say about 3 months for this fight.
Oh, 3 months. That's crazy. Yeah. Can you show us your 1-2?
Dude, this is we're just watching in real time the budget evaporating.
We all raised a shit ton of money for charity. This is a great thing, so I thank you all for being here. That's the most important thing. Thank you for buying tickets. This really does help a lot of people. Ago, when I stepped in this ring and punched that guy, wherever the fuck he went. He's a great guy, though. I can't thank him enough for being here.
Now, lastly, you chose to support the Sarcoma Foundation.
Oh no, dude. Yeah, thank you to the Sarcoma Foundation here. They're gonna get all the charity money.
In memory of fellow YouTuber Technoblade.
Oh my god, oh my god, that's so much more awful than I thought it was gonna be. Holy shit, dude. No! No!
Support the Sarcoma Foundation in memory of fellow YouTuber Technoblade. Tell us, what does that charity mean to you?
I mean, as people know, around a year ago, I believe, Technoblade passed of sarcoma. It was terribly sad. He was a friend of mine. And we've raised, well, as a collective, all the Minecraft YouTubers have really tried to raise a lot of money for it. And I hope this will help with that. I even had the blessing of TechnoDad before I went out today.
No!
He sent me this.
Oh my, dude, this is awful. This is actually awful.
Spirit of Sun Tzu to help me fight this fight. And it fucking worked. So TechnoDad, thank you so much.
Oh, God.
Jack, congratulations. Let's give it up for your winner, Jack Manifold.
Dude, that actually makes me feel horrible. That actually makes me feel fucking horrible, dude. And it's like, what charities did his thing go to that charity? When Ian did the makeup stream, please tell me that he fucking put money towards that charity. Holy shit, dude.
Gentlemen, there is your winner, Jack Manifold.
That is like gross. Wow.
Of the WWE, Seth Rollins, Triple H had John Hennigan in his corner, but that's not the biggest thing I need to tell you guys right now, because the main reason we are here tonight, gentlemen, is for charity. And tonight's proceeds will benefit the following charities: the Able Gamers, American Heart Association, and the Critical Role Foundation. If you want to donate to one of these charities, go to thecreatorclash.com/charity tab. Once again, go to creatorclash.com/the charity tab. Wow.
I guess they weren't tracking that because there were direct. I didn't know they were direct charity things. I didn't know that was a thing they did. So they did that last time too. Wow. What is that? Creator Clash for
charities. Go to thecreatorclash.com/charity tab. Once again, thecreatorclash.com.
Hold on. Wait. So if I go to, I gotta go way back for that. Thecreatorclash.com. Let's see if we could find that. The Creator, because that's obviously been removed. Clash.com/charity. Let's see. Nothing. What? Oh, it's just Creator Clash, not the Creator Clash. I apologize. Let's see. Creator Clash. No, nothing. www.
Huh. Charity tab. Again, folks, that's why we're all here. This is the reason Creator Clash exists. I cannot thank all of our fighters enough for being here. Charities, go to thecreatorclash.com/charity tab. Once again, thecreatorclash.com/charity tab. Again, folks.
I don't think anyone archived it.
On this card, they're giving them everything, they're dedicating their time, and like you keep saying, Weird, it's for charity. They're making a fortune for charity, so respect to everyone on this card. And he looked fine. Like he wasn't out there looking like shit or anything. He was out there putting up a good fight.
Everything he says sounds awful. He's fine. He didn't even look like shit out there, dude. He didn't even look like shit, dude.
It just Myth ultimately looked better, landed the more impactful shots.
And Charlie, do you want to see?
What's the name of the
it's hard to say no to this, but you of course want to see Myth back in there. This guy is a potential star.
Yeah, it would be such a waste of
Money
potential if
not
Myth
going to
doesn't
any of these
continue to pick up
charities,
boxing and
especially
keep
the
going somewhere
Technoblade
with.
one is not good news. We need are displeased. Anissa and her husband will not join us as pets for 30 years.
Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck? Holy
But he
shit.
looks very comfortable in the sport.
He said he didn't have anyone to call out, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of guys calling him out after that.
I don't think they ever called him out, dude. I don't think that ever happened.
On this card, they're giving them everything, they're dedicating their time, and like you keep saying, Weird, it's for charity. They're making a fortune for charity.
It's for charity, guys. It's for charity. It's for
So
charity.
respect to everyone on this card. And he looked fine. Like he wasn't out there looking like shit or anything. He was out there putting up a good fight. Just Myth.
Yeah, so this is the original page. They did the influencers will pay shtick on this one too. That's even funnier. Holy shit. So this is the original Creator Clash 2. Influencers will pay, Saturday, April 15th, Amalie Arena. And it had all the matchups here. Let me see. Announcers. Whoa! Dude, I just found the budget! They got Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Moist Critical, Wade Plemons is in here, Amaranth for pre-fight interviews, Chills, Super Mega. Holy shit, I didn't realize everyone was here. Wow. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. We have to... Let's see. I'm having trouble purchasing things on Ticketmaster. Where will Creator Clash 2 take place? Will X item be allowed in the arena? Arena info guide. When is Creator Clash 2? So this is their old transparency. Media submissions. What will my pay-per-view ticket include? Where do I purchase it? So nothing here is super crazy. Sponsorships. So they don't list them, do they? Real Good Touring, Creator Clash 2. Charity. So this is the bottom of the page. So you can donate direct here. So there was... So the only thing that's different is they're now tracking these donations, I guess. What happens if I hit American Heart Association? I don't want it to pull up any fucking, like... Any, like, fucking... Here's your credit card information. Yeah, it's just a regular link to American Heart. Okay, that's interesting. Is there anything else in here? Are we out of here? Are we going to do the next subject now?
Tonight, this is for a great cause. Proceeds are going to charity. That's why I did this. I also did this for money. I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real.
So two things happened here. One, no money went to charity, and two, he never got his bonus.
I love boxing. I know you're all here because you love boxing. Hold on a second, Harley, come back here.
These are two guys embracing, not realizing that their entire fight was worthless.
I want my revenge, John, and I want it in your ring. I want that ass, John!
For that, and then all the hard work that's went into this, all of the, people here are here because of Ian and his missus. They've done a great job, raised a fortune for charity. And I know over the last few weeks they've been taking a lot of shit online, and they've been going through a lot. So for this event to turn out the way it has, yeah, I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Damn. That didn't age well either. This is great. I love this.
I really am.
Well, people have been taking shots at Ian, but for the way this event has come out, it's really been successful. So I'm really glad he's been able to. He's really able to really turn that on its head, mate.
It's one of the highlights of my career as a commentator, as someone that's been around the...
That's not true, Jordy. That's false, Jordy.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio.
Influencer boxing scene. Creator Clash gave me my first shot, Charlie.
And you did a great job.
And I appreciate that. But this thing is so special to me for that reason. No amount of money No amount of hype, promotion, fake beef, nothing can recreate what we've done here tonight.
If you own a Rolex, you deserve to be mugged. I'm sorry. I
Interesting.
Wait, this is not even.
Okay.
I thought this was going to be Sean DeBlack because it was so crazy and aggressive. I thought it would be Sean. It's not.
How much is that Rolex?
That's what I'm saying. They start at like 80K or something. Like
Rolexes do not start at 80K. What? I didn't buy an $80,000 watch. What are you talking about?
the way, a class signifier only.
Right. Well, I was gonna say I thought it was
Rolexes are extremely well-made timepieces with horological history. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, obviously the name is relevant. 100%. It's not a fucking namesake only. The watch is extremely good.
risky to buy you a ring that was more than $1,000.
Why don't you go live in a place that's a little bit safer then? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't want to wear a ring that's
okay,
more than $1,000.
Because I'm like, fucking.
Who's that for?
Like, yeah, just rip it off my finger, please.
But it's also like, who's that for?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, honey, look at all your tattoos. Who are those for? You look like a billboard for bad tattoos. Like, I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
Right?
I don't even want to wear iPods.
I know. iPods.
Or what is it?
AirPod? You're afraid of wearing AirPods in public? Who the fuck is mugging you?
Ear plugs?
No.
Yeah, and talking about how cheap her ring is too. That's
The white ones. What are they called?
Yeah,
earbuds?
Earbuds.
Bro, if I ever get fucking married, dude, I'm going all in on the engagement ring. Why? Because that's going to get my spend history up at the AD, so they'll offer me better watches. That's the glitch, dude. You got to get a wife so you can get better watches.
Yeah, but like the I version.
Are they called
iPhone.
iPods?
No, yeah.
Dude, the girl thinks it's like, oh, dude, I love you so much. No, bro. You know what I love? I love the AD.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest
No.
video.
The earbuds that are from Apple that are white.
Apple ear
AirPods.
Man, I'm out to lunch.
iBuds.
Don't worry, he's really tired.
I don't know what they're called.
Ian, if you rented out your friendship, you could call it iBuds.
I'm surprised that we're both kind of blanking on the actual name of
you're
the
right.
Don't worry,
Dude, these are like the most retarded people on the planet.
the AI.
Oh, he's asking ChatGPT.
AirPods.
Oh, good.
AirPods.
He had to chat GPT the name of AirPods.
Most of the stuff that like is hip that you guys talk about is usually linked to me by someone.
Oh,
I don't know how this gets found.
Hip? All right, that guy's gonna catch a stray. Hip?
Yeah.
Maybe we
how does this get discovered?
I was gonna say, like, maybe we send your friends everything that we want to talk about covertly.
Or you cut out the middleman. You can just send me whatever you want.
Wait a
I don't really want my friends to be like telling me, "Did you hear what Ethan Klein said?"
Wait, so are they literally talking about this because like Ethan had like a watch conversation? When was this dated?
That would annoy the hell out of me, I think.
Oh man. I thought they were already doing. Oh shit.
You know, the offer still stands if you.
Oh, you want me to message you what Ethan Klein said?
No, I'm
like I don't think she's saying that I should be mugged, right? That's not. Surely that's not what she's arguing right now. I imagine she's talking about Ethan. You know what's probably happening? She's talking about Ethan's like Patek watches, but but she doesn't know what Patek Philippe is because they don't know what AirPods are. So she's talking about Ethan's Patek Philippe watches, thinking they're Rolexes. I think.
Just saying, if you want to share.
Do you own a Rolex? I wear a BLNR. Yeah.
Share things with me. Go for it.
Okay. Ian took me to a gun range once.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. He made me touch a gun.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Dude, he made me touch a gun, dude. What the fuck? Dude, she had a fucking spasm.
Said like I missed smiley face or something, and then I didn't.
Starting to get on board with this.
Yeah, this is what I wear. I feel awkward fucking giving a wrist shot to my chat, but this is my watch. That's what I wear.
Weird fucking woke ideology. Because recently when I was like anxious, I'll rip it off and start fucking like
dismembering it, like torturing this elite.
I'm not torturing it. It's a fucking plant.
And I can tell you right now, it was way shy of whatever number they think it costs. You can get a Rolex for fucking $6,000.
I'm doing it, and I'm,
like that's not cheap by any stretch of the means, but it's not fucking. You can get an OP right now for $6,000. It's not $80,000 starting price.
Realizing that I wouldn't normally do that, and it is like I don't like being.
But you know what? That's why I think they're talking about Patek, because Patek you basically can't get in an AD unless you have like $100,000 spend history. So if you're trying to buy like a Patek Philippe Nautilus, I think like the cheapest ones you can get are probably in that range, between like 50 and 80K. But that's all secondary market. You can get like a couple retail from the 25 range, but that's just not going to ever happen for you. Because it'll never happen for me. The only people who could buy Pateks at fucking retail are probably Ethan, because he spent probably $1 million on watches, if I had to guess. I don't know his whole collection, but if he's bought all of those from an AD, then he probably can get whatever he wants at this point.
Unnecessarily destructive. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like one of his watches was like 180K, so I think that probably.
And I realized, Anissa pointed it out. She's like, "You keep doing that. What's the deal?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit."
I was trying to be nice about it because my brain, for some reason, as I've gotten, I think, I've gotten more into like boot.
He trades watches to buy other watches. Ooh, they don't like that. So you know when you go to an AD, right? They actually, I don't know why it's late enough that I can do watch talk because almost everybody has left already because we were doing donos, but they'll do interviews with you to root you out as somebody who sells to the gray market. So they'll monitor your social media, and if you come back to your next AD visit not wearing the watch that they sold you, then they will not sell you. They will like go out of their way to not sell you another watch. And that's something that happens a lot because they do not want people buying watches and then reselling them for way more to then fund a better watch. They're trying to like stop the gray market. I know Rolex does that. I'm pretty sure Patek does that, but they go out of their way to try to like interview you, track your social media, find out. Like when I was putting my name down for the Sky Dweller, right? They're like, why do you want this watch? Rolex wants to know, what occasion are you planning on buying this for? And that will also alter when they actually give it to you, like give you the ability to purchase it. It's a weird hype thing that like you can't just go to a store and buy them. They just will not sell them to you. If you want to buy like a Daytona model, forget it. Unless you're going to buy two-tone for like 19 grand, you'd have to spend like $50,000 to $100,000 worth to get through the door to get offered something that you can buy. Then eventually later they'll offer you the watch that you want. It's a crazy fucking thing. It's, you know what's comparable to? It's like Ferrari. You know, if Ferrari makes you buy like the shittiest car there, that's like an expensive one that nobody wants, that sells for like, that loses value immediately when you purchase it. And if you're a good fucking Ferrari owner and you keep every single car and you've got them all linked to the fucking app or whatever, and you have like 6 cars, then you might get the car you want. But now they've got this cool limited edition car, right? And that's only to the real people, dude. In the past, you could buy Ferraris, flip them, and then they started tracking to make sure if you're still owning the Ferraris. So they started just like disqualifying the people who sold their cars. And you have to have a huge car collection to get like these special cars that they sell. It's insane. It's actually fucking crazy. Just be famous. That's another part. If you're famous, well, yeah, because like, so at the AD that I go to, right? I will really never be able to have a spend history that will warrant any decent watches. And the reason why is because they sell to Aaron Judge. That's the type of people who walk through the door. You know who's competing with me to buy these Rolexes? Igor Shesterkin is coming in the shop. Vincent Trocheck is coming in the shop. Like the New York Yankees are buying their watches. In New York, there are very few Rolex distributors. There's like only like 3 or 4 on the island. And like the people at the place that I go to are fucking celebrities. So it's like, it doesn't really, I'm joking about spend history. That's not really in the cards for me. Because the people that you're trying to compete with to purchase these expensive watches are getting them based off of like celebrity status, and then like there are people in there who spend like millions of dollars on watches, and it's like, it's not competitive. If you go to like Nebraska or something, you might have a better fucking shot, but when you're sitting here next to like when you're competing with the New York Yankees, you're not getting anything. Yeah. And again, they'll only get so many in per year, right? There's only so many Batmans or the BLNRs or whatever that come through the shop per year. There's only so many green Sky Dwellers that come through the shop in a year, and they don't order this stuff. They send it out, right? Like, they can order you a Datejust. If you want a Datejust, you can get a Datejust. They'll order you which one you want, and then Rolex, after about between 2 to 6 months, can get you whatever. You want to get a fluted bezel green dial. I think that's the one that AB wears. Yeah, steel, fluted bezel, green dial. You can get that. But if you want a Submariner, it's a little harder. You want a GMT Master 2, it's next to impossible if you want it as your first watch, and you gotta wait. You're at the who are they gonna sell it to? The guy who's bought 6 watches from them and continues to buy everything they offer him? Or are they gonna sell it to you, the guy off the street who's a 25-year-old kid who probably just has enough to pay for one singular watch? They don't expect you to be able to buy any solid gold pieces anytime soon or anything like that either. So yeah, they're obviously going to sell to the guy who's established, who's a huge spend history through them, and keep that relationship going. And they're not really invested in creating new relationships. And if you want a new relationship, well, you got to buy that fucking Datejust. You got to buy that fucking code. If you want to start that relationship with that AD, or you got to let them fuck your wife. It's really one of those two, you know? You either got to buy the shitty watch, or buy the... it's not a shitty watch.
Nicholas,
a Datejust is a beautiful watch.
Thank you for the $5.
I love the Datejust, but you've got to buy the entry-level watch, or you got to let them fuck your wife. That's literally the only 2 ways to get these fucking watches.
Buddhism.
Mm-hmm. The same reason I bite my fingernails and
the shit out of his fingernail.
rip the skin off my fingers and stuff.
Yeah, you think that the robbery happens in the AD on the street? No, you get robbed at the AD. They want to sell you a 2-tone watch that loses value the minute you walk out of the store. But wait, I didn't explain this correctly. Let me be honest with you, right? The watches that you want from the AD appreciate value. They're not like cars. Cars depreciate value. Some Ferraris depreciate value. But if you have those specific Rolex pieces, you'll buy them for retail and you'll walk out of the store and it's worth $3,000 more. You get a fucking white dial Daytona. The reason why people do that is because a white dial Daytona retails for about $15,000. You walk out the store, it's worth $28,000. You didn't buy a watch. Somebody gave you $10,000. That's why it's hard to get those. I'm not selling that correctly. If you get a blue dial Patek Philippe watch, somebody is giving you like $70,000 or whatever. I don't know how much the blue dial one goes for. That's why it's like this. You know, you go on Chrono 24, that's the going rate. It's free money if you want to sell it immediately. But then you'll risk damaging that with the brand. That's why it's so hard. But yeah, that's it's not a car. It's not buying a Tesla and then it becoming worth fucking $25,000 a year after you buy it. It's buying something that when you walk out of the store, it's worth more than when it was sitting on the table in the building. That's why it's like that.
It's so interesting because you'll be in the middle of it. And I very kindly, because like he wants me to stop him when he's in the middle of it. So I very kindly like tap him or whatever, or touch him very lightly. And you fucking jump out of your skin. Like you just got caught like jacking off or something. Every to him, like I'm like, hey babe, like very gently. And he's like, oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is about like the Patek Philippe watches. Yeah. This is crazy. This is a weird fucking clip.
If you own a Rolex, you deserve to be mugged. I'm sorry. I
Interesting.
These motherfuckers, dude, all right, I gotta be honest with you, all right? I thought, between you and me, all right, just to whoever's sitting in the chat right now, I thought, honest to God, Anissa would have some respect for horology.